Gay Talk Show, Houston's hot mess of a podcast. A funny but thoughtful look at the LGBTQIA plus community.
Welcome. It's another episode of That Little Gay Talk Show. I'm your host, Joel Tatum.
And I'm your host, Julio.
Oh, I was supposed to do my little thing at the beginning.
Little quip.
My little quip. Well, there was my little quip. I messed up.
My name is Julio, and I like this chandelier. I'll show it to y'all later.
Exactly. We are. We're on the road. We're in Katy, Texas. Are we in Katy, Texas? Kind of, for sure.
Between Katy and Richmond, yeah.
Okay. Between Katy and Richmond, Texas. We're sitting down with Lola Stander.
Hi.
And Tanya something.
Just Tanya.
Just Tanya.
Just Tanya, y'all.
That's easy.
She's like Madonna. Just one name.
Don't I wish?
That's actually true.
That's just one name.
Yep.
And we have the doggies in the back.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
They're okay.
And they're okay. I think they're gonna be like background.
They might steal the. Yeah, she's going to be
We
the
might handle the
background.
microphone here and there.
The whiner. Yes.
But how are you guys this week? What's going on?
Wonderful.
Good. Right now, I'm going to kill a dog.
Oh, okay,
but,
got it.
Just saying, very stressed about the dog.
Literally just got off the boat.
Well, you're.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You guys went on the cruise.
I was going to say we're not FOBs, but
FOB?
fresh off the boat.
Oh, fresh off the boat. No. We literally got off the boat.
There was a TV show called that. I'm not like making a slur.
Sure, Tanya.
No, seriously,
Yeah.
I can look it up.
Okay. Well, I think we're all familiar with Fresh Off the Boat. So.
That cooking show on cooking, wasn't it? That guy that would get off the boats and certain. Yeah.
No, it was about an Asian family,
No, that's on
and it
ABC
was called
right
Fresh Off
now.
the Boat, or
Oh,
FO. Yeah, it was that. It was
know that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's still on TV, isn't it?
I don't know. It could be. I don't know.
Never heard of it. She watches weird shows.
Oh my goodness.
No, she watches really weird shows.
I mean, I watch Japanese anime, so yes, I watch all kinds of weird stuff.
Okay.
Well,
And I just started Squid Games. I'm a little late, but I kind of just started.
You are late to the game,
now that I've never heard of.
It's on Netflix, so like it's right now. It's the number one trending show in the world.
See, so if it's trending, I won't watch
And
it.
me too. I'm the same way. The
Nope.
reason I got into it because so many people talk.
I didn't watch Friends.
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
Secret. I didn't watch.
No, I have watched it,
Yeah.
but not when it was on.
Yeah.
Like when it's water cooler talk and all that, I'm like, nope, not watching it.
Yeah.
Nope.
I made it to like season 2 of Friends, and after that, I was like, eh.
Well, I mean, I did my watching of Friends back in the day, but when you ask me to watch it now, it's like, I already watched it. Why would I want to watch it
You
again?
see that? Yeah, that's.
I know that the kids love
Once
it.
I'm done, I'm done.
The millennials love it. I don't know why.
How many friends?
Oh, keep saying that.
distracted.
Keep saying that. Now he's a lover. She's.
How many Friends shows have there been on a drag show? No one's ever done a Friends drag show, so it's not that popular. Now Squid Game.
They've done trivia, French trivia. That was on the boat.
Yeah.
Lots of people know a lot of French trivia.
So, how did this boat situation, because the cruise, how did that come about?
Oh my God! We have some common friends who had recommended. It's called a Boo Cruise.
Okay.
Halloween, and it's through JJ's Out and About. It's LGBT cruise, and everybody, the whole package was fabulous.
Oh.
It was only about 100 of us.
Is it a tamed gay cruise?
Tamed gay cruise?
You never heard about the other gay cruises?
Oh no, I have. Oh yeah,
girl.
this was this.
That's what I'm saying. Was it tame? Was it?
This was the starter.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It was a trainer. It was a trainer cruise.
The orgy cruise is years from now.
Oh, we heard all about. Yeah, we heard all about those ones that were like nobody wears clothes
It's a
the
floating
entire time.
bathhouse. I'll put it to you that way.
That's what Desi was talking about.
Yeah.
Regular gay
Yeah, they
cruise.
literally said it was like a floating bathhouse.
floating
That's what they were
bathhouse.
talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
literally.
I heard that term
And
a
I've seen
couple of
little
times.
talks about it on Vice and on YouTube, and yeah, they get.
But this one was fun. I mean, we went through all the usual COVID protocols, and we had to get the little video test and all that. And, make sure that you have it within the window and walk out and say, "Hey,
Now,
we're good."
was this for pleasure, for business? Was it
Well, Lola performed, so I guess it was half business, half pleasure.
nice?
Yeah.
Lola went international.
She did.
Yes, queen. She better. Okay.
Yes, she went international twice.
Nice.
We're still
True.
talking about performing.
Sure, we are.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
You were in a different.
I don't know what happened.
I was gonna say I don't know what boat you were on, but
I'll drink to that.
yeah,
Just kidding,
right?
So yeah, it was like an 8-day cruise. Left out of Galveston. We were supposed to go to Key West and then the Bahamas. And apparently Key West, from what I heard, they said we weren't going to go there because of COVID, but it wasn't that way. I heard all the retirees in Key West said we don't want people over a certain amount of cruise. So we did go to Key West. That was disappointing. But we went to the Bahamas, 3 different places.
I've heard Key West is beautiful.
Haven't been. I want to go.
I do too.
Yeah.
Last time I went to Miami, I told my friends, let's just drive there. We had a rental. I was like, let's go. I was like, yeah, well, I was like, okay, I'm not going to go with that energy.
You know, I have been on 5 cruises, and I have asked my friend, how come we don't go to Key West? Oh, Key West is not all of that, girl. You don't want to go to Key West. It's just not all of that. I'm like,
okay.
Everybody says.
Older queens in Key West. A lot of older queens.
Well, we would fit right in there.
Yep. I'm an older queen. Yes, I am.
I mean,
And I'm just a queen.
Period.
Just saying.
I share your sentiment, Tanya.
I'm just a queen.
Who else went on the cruise with you guys?
Desi.
Well, Ron
and Clay.
Desi and Kara were
Kara
the
performed.
headliners.
They were the main ones. It was Kara Dion and Desi Lovely. So they were the performers. I think.
And they graciously asked
Yes.
Lola because they were doing. They needed filler so
I
that
was
they
the
could
commercial.
change. So she was the commercial. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's what it was. They literally said
The 7-foot tall commercial.
Hey, would you like to? Because we were going on the cruise already,
Yeah.
and I think some things got changed where one of the girls wasn't going to go. What was her name? Deranged.
Deranged.
Yeah, she was
She's
gonna
been
go
on
and
there.
couldn't go, and
She was the
however-
headliner for years.
And so Kara and Desi were going to perform, and what they wanted was they needed someone to be there to. I'm calling it a commercial. I'm going to say, yeah, but host or do a number or so while they changed it and everything. I was like, absolutely. I think it's fantastic. So it turned out to be where it was a performance cruise, and we actually did the night before on the boat, and then we did on Nassau. We did a performance at
Breezes.
Breezes Resort.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
So we wound up doing a couple of numbers, and I learned a lot about packing.
Okay.
You can't shove a lot of your hats and stuff just into a suitcase and expect it to be okay.
What about your wigs?
sweetie, we need to invest in wig boxes for you.
Yeah.
You need some wig boxes. You
Yeah.
got some. Those things are expensive.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. No.
But
And
we're
I can fix it to a point, but I am not. No, I
We're
can
still learning.
fix it.
Yeah.
Still learning. We're still new to the game. Brand new.
Yeah.
There's no need to.
In fact, Thanksgiving, we're going to be celebrating 1 year doing drag.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
How did your drag journey start, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh my gosh. Lola has always been in the closet.
Okay.
In a box behind the clothes or whatever, and so she would get pulled out for Halloween,
Okay.
whatever the justified. Well, we did a lot of charity events with the Montreux Softball League. We did a lot of that stuff. There she is. And so any excuse that we could use at the time to come out and be a drag was what we did.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years ago, we decided there's no reason for Lola to be in the closet anymore. Let's just bring her out. And so I became more interested in actually getting out and perform regularly.
Yeah.
Met some really influential, guiding, smart people like Desi mainly.
Yeah.
And so Desi pretty much got me to the point to where she said, okay, you're ready to go.
You're good.
And so
She made you do the drag race.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Like-
That's a good experience for a brand new.
The
I think
first
everyone
time
does.
that she was on stage was at JR, So You Think You Can Drag.
Yes. with
The
coffee.
week before we did Drag Race,
Yeah,
and that was
every
almost a year
Thursday,
ago.
And JR Susan Coffee is the host of that show. I work those Tuesday nights there.
Yeah.
Hey, Coffee.
And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I mean, but the stage there at JR's,
Super high. Yeah.
being 8 foot tall already, and then being on that stage, it was way elevated. I mean, I hit my head, and I hung up on the rafters, and I was like, so we made it interesting. But it's been a lot of fun. That was great. The whole drag race experience was amazing because I think everybody needs to do that. It's like a crash course. It's like college.
Yes.
It's like you learn so much.
Yes.
You learn by observation. You learn by what people tell you. You learn by the
You get
critique.
critique from the queens that have done it for so long.
Yes.
That have been in and out of the game, and
Yeah.
they know their stuff. And
And that's the cool part about it was that the contestants, some have been doing this for a long time, and
Correct.
some have been just like yourself, well, myself, just starting.
Yeah.
And so you get to see the contrast, and you get to see the good parts, and you make a lot of friends. All of us girls are still friends, every one of us. And you meet people, and then what happens is, as Desi tells us, she says, this is your platform. your platform, once this is done, you do what you want. And she has expectations, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person. She says, get out there and work, and get out there and do your thing, and represent.
Yes.
Never know who's in the stage.
That's true.
All these things that never know who's in the audience.
Correct.
Sorry.
Well, you know what?
I talked to a few young queens that just started out doing drag. And they did the competitions, whether it's at Desi's or somewhere else. Blackberry also has a competition, Drag It On.
Yes, going on right now.
Yeah. And so when they tell you what they do, and it's challenging for them. It actually tests all their abilities. And
was extremely challenging.
Yes.
And what I was more impressed with was, obviously, I don't know how to say it. We don't live paycheck to paycheck.
Gotcha.
A lot of these young queens.
I've been meaning to talk to you as a friend. I've known you for so long now, and we'll talk off air.
And the things that they did with what little they had.
Yes.
That's what blows me away.
Yes.
Is it, not anybody.
That's my favorite.
But you can buy your way into certain things, but that doesn't give you talent.
Yeah,
that doesn't make you bookable.
Or even taste.
Right.
I call them baby drags. Just when they're new, I call them baby. Just because I love that new energy.
Yes.
I love the hunger that they have for it. The ones that really want it, you'll see who lasts after a year, after 2 years. You'll see the ones that really stick around, that really love it. Because I've seen the girls come in, do it for 6 months to a year, and they drop out. You know what? It wasn't for me. It was too much work.
Right.
It's
a lot.
Out my system now, and I moved on. Got it.
It's a lot.
We made a lot of friends with a lot of the girls that you could tell had talent and had drive.
Yes.
And talent and drive, creativity, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. The girls that have that drive and the nerve and some talent, those are the ones that stick with it and they can do it really well.
Houston, we have an amazing group of girls.
You know what?
I think we have the best drags.
We have been.
I really do believe that.
We've not been everywhere, but we've seen what's in Houston as compared to other places. And Houston has such a large, mass amount of talented girls that get on stage.
We've discussed it before. Like, it frustrates us how they have not got that national attention yet for whatever political.
Go on a cruise.
Okay, honestly, because we have some queens that day in and day out, their looks, their hairs, their performances, their numbers, promotion. Like, you see the whole package.
You can name 10 top queens right now without even thinking about it.
Exactly.
That all deserve national recognition that aren't getting it.
So, and I've talked to a few behind the scenes, and they just said it's a huge political game. It's a who you know, who you don't know situation.
It's show business.
It is.
But
it's just a different level.
We can name a bunch of girls that are getting recognition that don't deserve it.
Okay. The shade, and we are here for
The
all
shade of it all.
Guilty by association. No.
She is a drag queen. I knew it.
Finally, we're going to talk some shade on an episode. Good Lord.
Not be talking
Don't get us started.
Sorry.
I want to hear all the good juicy stuff.
No.
When you're around the 24/7, 365, you pick up on a few things, and you start observing.
You do pick up on a few attitudes, and you do pick up on a few, attitudes. I mean, girls have attitudes, and they have their brand, and they have what they want, and that's fine.
Yes.
But some of them could be nicer.
Of course.
Big deal. That's one thing you're going to see about Lola. Lola's giving.
Lola's a bitch. I don't know if y'all know.
I've heard so many stories about
Listen,
Lola and the
if you want the tea on Lola, come to this tea because she knows it all.
I didn't realize it was that kind of show.
Welcome back to a shady episode.
We're going to walk around and meet every drag queen and shade them.
Okay.
Just enough.
Oh no, we could do that. We could do that. The thing about being older, the thing about being 56 years old. Thank you very much. The thing about being much older is that you have the ability to be observant. You have the ability to sit back and listen.
You have wisdom behind.
And shut your damn mouth. And when people say and do things, you can go, okay, but it doesn't affect you.
Correct.
Now, younger girls do let little things affect them where they shouldn't.
Correct.
Right. And so,
But we all did that when we were younger.
Oh, hell yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's drag queens or if it's just in
I would
life.
have been a terrible drag queen in my 20s. Ooh, God, I would have been the worst. I would have been. No.
Lola would have had no standards back then.
No.
Well, true. She would have been NOLA standards.
No, I would have had no standards. Believe me, I know, and I do have some standards, but I think it comes from experience of being older.
How old were you when you started doing drag officially?
How old was I when I officially got on?
You said this is something I'm going to do moving forward.
Last year, 55 years old.
55.
5'5".
And then
55. Let me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're
Yeah.
good.
55 to now. She and I talked at Buddy's. Y'all, we do have the footage of that.
We do. Yeah,
we do, and it is online, so you can just look that up online.
It is, yes.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and we did talk about that for a brief moment. And to start at such an age, I was amazed because I started doing a podcast at 50.
Yeah.
When everybody's like, "Joe, what are you doing? Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Why not?"
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not?
Life is too short.
That, and people always project.
And it's never too late.
And it has become the most stressful but happiest thing I've ever done. When I wake up in the morning, I'm a podcaster. And I've grown from each level to each level to each level.
And then he got to me.
And then
wanted to quit.
This one came along.
And wanted to quit the day of he met me.
I just was like, where is this bitch coming from? She just swooped in one day and said, let me help you with some stuff.
A little bit.
Let me do a little bit of stuff. And then now she's sitting in the chair next to me and I can't figure out how that happened.
I say the same thing about her.
Okay. Yeah, because
behind every queen, there's a bigger queen.
There's a bigger queen. Yes.
I love that.
Yes, what you see here, all this that you guys see on stage, right there.
Now, can I ask a personal question?
Sure.
If you don't want to answer at any time, just say no. Let's skip on. How did it work between when you decided to do drag full time? What was the conversation like? Hey, honey, I want to do drag full time. What do you think?
Well, with Lola, there is no conversation.
Okay.
You find out about things just by
That's not Lola, that's Doug.
reading them on Facebook posts or so.
No. Lola's very honest and upfront. Doug is a motherfucker. He's
Okay, well, whomever
whoever you're dealing with that day.
Right. Well, and for me, everybody always asks, like, he, she, Lola, Doug. I mean, to me, this person is both. And I know that a lot of people have a hard time with that because people think, oh, well, you have to choose one or the other. Right. I believe my choice is to not have a choice. I don't have to choose. I can have whatever it is I want whenever I want it. And a lot of people look at us, and there are a lot of people who...
What are the questions that you guys get a lot?
Oh my gosh.
What are the common questions?
Well,
yes.
Well, before we get it,
are you gay?
Okay.
Are you what's the dynamic? How does this work?
Yeah.
Because you're an odd couple.
Do you feel comfortable talking about that?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I wouldn't bring it up if I didn't.
Yeah, enlighten us. What is it? I'm
Are we
curious
fixing to break to commercial?
No. I just wanted to throw in one little thing. First, how long have y'all been married?
Oh, God.
8 years.
Okay.
8 years.
Yeah, we met and we're married within 6 months.
Nice.
And we met at rodeo. So this originally, this was my cowboy.
Okay.
You can look at picture. There you go.
I saw a picture when I was walking in.
That's what I thought I was getting.
I'm like, is that a brother? I want to meet him. He's hot.
No shit.
He is hot.
No shit,
He
right?
is hot. Yes, we met at rodeo, and you know what? We're on, what do we call it? We call it, this is our last
when
marriage.
y'all met at that time, and I'll show the picture of the show. When you met at that time, who were you at that point in time?
Oh, that was Doug.
Okay, Doug.
Yeah,
Straight
I did not know.
Oh, yeah, that was Doug, the rodeo guy.
I knew nothing.
Sexually at the time?
No.
He was very close.
Oh, yeah. Actually, when did we do that first Halloween? Was it that year or the next year?
It was probably
I think it was the next year.
It was probably a year and a half, 2 years.
So the guy that we met, was just this, rodeo guy, and here I am, my hat, my boots, and hey, darling, how are you? And I knew immediately that she was the one.
Okay.
And now, did that mean she was the woman? She was the wife? She was the one
that would understand
spiritual connection, whatever. Okay. Absolutely, it was just it. She was it.
Yeah.
And when we connected, we told everybody else in our lives, okay, bye. You kicked out about 4 or 5 guys, and I kicked out the one girl at the time, and making it
4 or 5 guys.
These are the jokes, people. Pay attention right now. My point is that we met, we clicked.
You forgot the girl.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the girls. Yeah, you had the girls too. So the point is that we met and we fell in love and we got married and we said, this is our lives. It wasn't, the only thing I really had to do is I had to get approval from Grandpa. That was what I really wanted to do. That old traditional.
Yes, of course.
We flew to California and God rest his soul. Lovely.
Yeah, but to answer the question,
I'm avoiding the question.
I knew nothing.
Okay.
No, this was it all, like all of the, it's the typical coming out of the closet story. And I don't mean typical, but it's a person who has lived his whole life in a different, like, there's no, if any young kids or queens or older men or women, like, this is the person to talk to, because, and he was terrified to even tell me or to bring it up. And then, but I knew right away.
She saw it.
When we did the Halloween thing.
Okay.
I was like, it was like, oh, girl.
He's enjoying this way too much.
That was kind of my thing. And I had been a part of, I had been to charity drag shows before with our dentist, who was a big supporter of MSLA and all of that. So my backstory is my mom has been married 3 times. My second stepdad actually married my mom and was gay.
Okay.
But tried to
be straight.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, to marry the gay away.
Everybody's had.
So I grew up in my formative years, 11, 12, 13, with a stepdad that everyone in our town that he grew up in was saying, "Hey, did you know your stepdad's gay?" I didn't know it. I didn't understand it.
You didn't get the concept.
I had no idea. I was like, "What do you mean? Wait, not that there's anything wrong with that, but how does that work?" He's my stepdad. But and then I was in a gay relationship in high school.
If you don't mind me asking, how did that conversation go about? You don't have to go specifically, but like, say,
well, I think a lot of them happen. You know, nobody sits down to say.
Was it a
we
moment?
Didn't talk.
Was it that, after that
it was
moment you're like, hey, we need to talk? Or
I look back at it as just more of an evolution of things, just a progression of. I don't know how,
because from my perspective, I believe it takes a strong person and someone who's already confident in themselves to be accepting. I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong. Because in an average situation, most couples, somebody would have freaked out and said, "I'm divorcing you. I'm out of here. I didn't know you were this person. I did not marry you." But then you were actually, I accept you.
There was never to that extent, but there were a lot of, dude, really? Like, you knew who I was when we got married, and I don't feel like I knew you at all.
Yeah.
There's been
the
a
first
lot
time I started
of that.
to back it up. Yeah.
So, but I mean, so there's been a lot of that kind of communication, and I'm more of the what the fuck is going on, and this is more of the I'm not going to talk about it, I'm going to avoid it, and then when I have to deal with it, I'm going to deal with it.
Cheers.
But yeah,
circling back to frequently asked questions, what are your frequently asked questions that people ask you guys all? Because it's a dynamic that's not.
I don't think people know how to ask the question about us. They don't. We don't get a lot of questions.
I don't see it a lot.
And now I hear things about us, not in a derogatory way, but it's more comments of you guys are
fantastic.
Like it's unique. It's like the relationship and the dynamic is very different. It's not traditional. It's not, heterosexual and or gay. It's organically a combination of those two things. And
I get those questions sometimes when this first started.
When the way I answer the question, the biggest, is
it's Tanya's show right now. Let her talk.
It is.
Well, I married a human being. I didn't marry a gender.
Okay. Love that.
That's true.
That's how I look at it. It doesn't matter because the soul of the human being, that's who you fall in love with. If you truly fall in love with someone, you fall in love with.
Another part of it is this: when we got together, all of the friends in her life or family or whatever, and all the ones in my life, they were all different. So they all came together because of us, and so a lot of hers, I think, were more accepting, and a lot of the people in my life at the time were. I have questions.
Yeah.
Oh, we still have a lot of that. There is still
because a lot of her friends, like we put it this way, is that a lot of her friends had boxes for everything.
Okay.
So they had boxes to put Lola in. Yeah. They had boxes to put Lola and Tanya in.
Did y'all lose some friends along the way?
Sure. I have lost my very best friend over this.
Wow.
Yeah.
A number of things, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But as much as that hurts, you don't give me an ultimatum and make me choose.
Between my husband
Nope.
and you. Yeah, correct.
You won't win.
Yeah.
It does not matter how much I love you, and you came first. Yes, you were there first, but
wow,
I
figured something like that. And that's a journey.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who still haven't addressed it or don't bring it up, or there's a lot of people who are great.
They've asked around you.
Right.
That's
But
true.
then there are some, and and along the way,
at least they're still asking.
you lose people.
Yes.
But I think that it's more of it's kind of like sifting out, like when you sift flour and you're sifting.
You're filtering the bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I don't have time at my
You get a lot of clarity. You get a lot of questions answered without even being asked.
Yeah.
You get a lot of. I mean, we're involved in a lot of associations. We're involved in a lot of volunteer stuff, and certain associations have certain standards. Lola standards, by the way, Instagram and Facebook. By the way, they have certain standards to where they kind of go. They have to check themselves, and so when you go out there and you start to say, "Hey, here's Lola," and then they would go,
it doesn't
I have
align
questions
with our views.
Yeah. But I hope
moral compass.
I hope to someday.
Well, my moral compass does not fly due north, so fuck everybody.
Okay,
I'm going to tear down all the fences. My goal ultimately is to tear down fences and make sure everybody is on the same piece of property. You know, as far as community associations, as far as county associations, as far as city associations, the things that we're involved with that people. They still check the fences when we show up. And that's a touchy thing. They check the fences. They go, okay, so who are you going to be? What are you going to do? We still have all of our base friends who are totally accepting of stuff, but we want to move past that.
Correct.
We want to show up at certain events and say, hey, here we are, and here's our friends.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, Doug is Lola. He has fun. Oh, Lola, how's Lola doing? And then that kind of whittles down as far as how many people ask. And they're like, you're not bringing anybody with you. Bullshit. I'm bringing everybody with me.
Okay. So people typically ask you mainly around what your sexuality is, what the dynamic of relationship is. What other stuff do they ask you?
I don't. You know what? That's really funny.
Like I said, I think we don't get a lot of direct questions.
Like afraid that they're going to insult you.
I think that they just maybe. I think that they just kind of are like, that's kind of cool. That's really cool. But how does that all work?
Now, from my experience, just working in the neighborhood for about 5+ years, you guys are a unique item. You really are. So that's where the curiosity comes from, because in our neighborhood, it's either black or white.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get gray.
And that's why it's hard to kind of break into the community.
Yeah.
Like my biggest fear.
So initially,
and the first question I asked Desi was, how will Lola be accepted on the Drag Race being heterosexually married?
And that's the beauty about the neighborhood. Even if
she was like,
even if they don't get it at first, they'll welcome you in regardless. They'll figure out.
What's the definition of heterosexually married? Well, we didn't get married gay. We got married heterosexually.
You know what I mean.
I got to tell you a story though. When we were in the dressing room at Desi's Drag Race, one of the first couple of weeks, the coolest thing, one of the girls that had been there a long time, she wasn't a competitor.
Yeah.
You know who you are, because I love you very much. Anyway, she was in the dressing room and she was performing or judging. Mm-hmm. And it was really funny. I'm getting painted or repainted or whatever. And she goes, what'd she say? She said, Lola's married? It was funny as shit. I turned around and it was like eye contact. It was like, yeah, not my sister, that's my wife. But it kind of, I think initially this type of a relationship hits people in the face, and they go, wait. Because you expect to show up with your sister. Yeah. You expect to show up with your husband.
And that's what we normally see in the gay community with drag queens, is you would have been the sister, you would have been the best friend.
Yeah.
So you're like, no, that's my wife. Just wait, what?
Well, the truth of it is that she is my best friend.
Yes, of course.
She is my best friend, and no matter what I decide to do tomorrow, or what she decides to do tomorrow, we're both going to be accepting of that, because acceptance is one thing. Like the gay community doesn't have the trademark of acceptance. There is acceptance in other communities.
Now, using this show as a platform, and somebody who's watching that, because I always tell people, if you have a unique message or you have a unique experience, what would you say to somebody? Say, hey, if you're going through what we're going through, we're a couple like us.
Here's the deal, people. Believe me, those of you who had the balls and the strength enough in your 20s and younger years to decide that you were gay, or that you were queer, or that you were bi, or that you were lesbian, whatever, all the prop in the world to you. But those of us who didn't have that strength back then, who waited to their 50s and actually had to have someone else to lean on to make a decision, there's a ton of y'all out there. There's a ton of y'all out there that are curious of the community and curious of drag and curious of whatever, and you just didn't have the strength to do it.
Yeah.
Those of you who've done it at your young age, I mean, my God, I can't comprehend.
But the world is different now.
Yes.
It is. The
We
world's
were,
more
I mean,
accepting.
what we grew up with, what our
Yes.
parents grew up. I mean, nowadays, I mean, I know that they have it hard. I'm not saying anybody has it easy, but it's easier than it would by those who paved the way.
Correct.
And that goes in any cultural experience. It's not just drag. It's not just gayism or queer. It's not any of that. It's no matter what. There's always somebody who paves the way.
Yeah.
And then
And that's what y'all did. Those
gets
young
easier.
girls, those young boys, those young queens that decided to do this back in the 80s, back in the 90s, and the 2000s, and y'all decided, you paved the way for people like me and Tanya to be able to say, we want to be a part of the community. Because you don't have to just not be part of it. You can still be part of it however you want to be. You can volunteer. You can spend time.
I don't know if you're realizing it, but you're kind of paving the way in Montrose, both of you.
Oh, I think so.
You guys are original.
Yeah.
I will say that from my perspective. I think I'm sure some have come before, but you are more public. You're more seen. You're known. So
the first couple that I recognized was Yahira and Audacity.
They're amazing.
As far as a couple, like he won Desi's Drag Race, and he did drag, and and they're married, but they
I
are.
never met them. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Audacity and Yahira?
We need to.
Yahira.
Okay, first off, Audacity and Yahira, whenever you see this or anybody
Yes, please contact
one of
us.
the most amazing designers that I've ever met.
She just
Yahira.
had her first show that we didn't get to go
Oh
to
my
on
God.
Monday at
we were on the
Buddy's.
cruise, and
She's a
Yahira,
phenomenal-
is it DeHill? Yahira Hill?
DeHill.
Yahira DeHill. So she's married to Audacity, Derek Hill.
Derek Hill.
And they're wonderful. Derek Audacity was a winner of Desi's Drag Race a couple of seasons ago. And Yahira designs costumes and outfits and everything for Muffy,
Yes.
for
Okay.
myself,
Wow.
for the girls.
But she's gone like.
Oh my God, she's
She
amazing.
did a runway show, I think, at Buddy's.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
she just had
She
her
just did
first
one,
runway
yes.
show. So her and Derek are a
Nice.
heterosexual
Nice.
couple that he does drag and he does a lot of character acting. He's an
Oh,
amazing
okay.
dancer.
I want to interview them as well. So,
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
please,
You should
let them know. Like,
They're
please.
amazing. The thing that you never see in them when you caught me. We were at a show. What were we at? Buddies somewhere?
Yeah.
Drag Race. And you caught me because I was like, she's working and I'm hanging out.
And I think I even called you Tanya, and you're like, I'm Lola.
I think so.
Because I remember you always handed me her credit card. I bartend there, so when you have,
It's always my card. Yeah.
and I genuinely, in my assumption, I was like, I thought you were originally a trans woman, transition. So
I'm a trans lesbian.
So when I saw
everyone.
your
Trans
card
lesbian.
saying Tanya, I'm like, oh, that's Tanya. I associated you with the name Tanya, so that's for the first time I think I ever called you, hey Tanya, and you were like,
Yeah, I answered to Tanya.
Well, yes.
I answered
Tanya's
to
my wife.
I answered to Tanya. I answered to Tana. But Yahira and Audacity Derek, both of them are way too busy
Yeah.
at a show like that. They're like going.
Yes, they are.
So you never see them like just hanging out like me. They're going working. But anyway, they're a fantastic couple.
I just want to say thank you guys for being a visible couple in the community. You are you're paving your own path. You are an example, whether you realize it or not. So thank you both for being that shining light, and thank you for discussing this openly, because I know somebody out there is watching. If not today,
Yes.
tomorrow, maybe 10 years from now, somebody's going to watch this video and say, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
That's us. Hey, babe, that's us.
That's another thing that we've experienced over this past. I'm going to call it a season. We'll call it a year. We'll call it a season. There's a lot of girls out there, boys and girls. There's a lot of them out there that have, they've got some issues.
Yes.
And it gets to them, and they pull away from social, and they pull away from performance, and those are the ones that I reach out to the most, because everybody has emotions.
Yes.
And everybody has emotional issues from time to time. And whether it's great or whether it's small, they're still your own issues. And that's who I hope to help the most, is those that have call them mental if you want to. It's not really mental. It's just emotions. We've all got them. And it's just like exercise, and it's just like your diet. It just gets out of control sometimes. And if I could help any of those...
that look.
If I can help any, that's my
That absolute look.
that's not
You
where I
don't want
was.
to take
this
a
is-
cruise and get
I'm
skinny.
sorry.
Fuck
This
you.
is the gayest couple I have ever seen. Now, I know I haven't said much. Here's what I'm loving right now.
Isn't this your show?
I know. I know I haven't said much, but here's what I'm experiencing right now. I'm experiencing a younger person having such a fascination with your life and everything else, and seeing his life from a different perspective.
Yes.
From what he can do from this point on.
Yes.
And I think that makes you the most amazing role model. Now, I stay quiet because I was
taking it in. Yeah.
I'm taking it in because this
like you always do.
This is where I want Generation X and millennials to kind of like come together and understand we can learn from each other.
True.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to all be drama.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be drama. But it will
be. If you're in a neighborhood and you're the public figure, in our neighborhood, as I've told him before, on air and off air, love you guys, but sometimes y'all can be assholes and bitches. And
well, you know what?
Sometimes it shows. Yes.
I, as someone who is fascinated and loves gay culture, I love gay culture. I love everything about gay culture. Because for the longest time, I had to kind of like put that on the back burner. Because even though I was out as a gay man, I was not living what I consider my true life. And starting the podcast and everything else has allowed me to live my true form as the gay man I always knew I wanted to be. And my fascination and love of the gay community has grown even more despite all the drama. Gay people are just dramatic. They've always been dramatic. They always will be dramatic.
Now,
it is just something that is in our nature to be.
Yes,
and I realize that there are some issues that we're dealing with.
Yes.
But the fact that those issues are no longer hidden and we have to talk about them now, we are forced to talk about them now. Whereas before, and we're pretty much in the same generation. We just stuck it underneath the rug and called it
perspective from somebody who's been in the industry in Montrose for over 5 years and can speak from a public figure type way because people know who I am, they know who I bartended for and whatnot. The drama's gonna always come with it. You have to have tough skin. You have to roll a lot of shit off your back. You will hear the good, you will hear the bad. The neighborhood is that kind of place where you can't even be Mother Teresa and somebody's going to clock you on your little bathrobe, gown, whatever you want to call it, her headpiece. You can be that, and they will. There's somebody out there that doesn't see the good.
Don't talk about Blossom.
No. I'm going to talk about what Clay said to me on the cruise.
Oh,
I was going to say it. Yeah.
I'm going to throw this in. Before you tell the story, she sat down and said, "You know what? I'm shy, and I'm not going to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk about stuff.
Girl,
I'm not that girl.
I'm so shy.
Really
I'm so shy.
I don't know.
Once I start talking, but I get accused of being the off-putting.
The biggest piece of advice I will give you guys is find your balance. Know when to be just as much as in the neighborhood, as much as out of it and out of the bullshit, because it can be draining.
Yeah,
it can be toxic if you are really involved in it.
And I think that for us, what helps is the fact that we have day jobs.
Yes.
And we have to, like, I would be, and Desi knows this, I would be with Desi every day that Clay couldn't be with her, because I backstage her when she needs me, and I'm usually there on Thursdays and Sundays, and I would do it all the time. We live on polar opposite ends of the world. Yep. Far east, far west.
Welcome to San Antonio.
Hello.
Right. You live in San Antonio. But because of my day job, it kind of keeps me from being overly absorbed, because I know I don't have thick skin.
Back to the community conversation, though, one of the things that we've always talked about together was how we want to be respectful. Yes. Because you talk about being in the community for 4 or 5 years and doing your job or whatever, and however long you've been doing it too. But the thing is we're brand new,
and that's what I'm saying.
We're not walking in waving flags.
Right.
We're totally respectful of everybody who's put their time in, and you know who you are.
And you're all those your time, and as you're putting your time, your platform grows, your visibility grows.
It doesn't come with just putting in your time. It does.
Putting your time, putting in the work, putting in the effort.
Yes. But those of you, we've worked with people that have been doing this for 30, 40 years.
Piece of advice: communication is key, especially with a couple. consistently staying, and I know I can tell you guys are great communicators, but like when it comes to neighborhood stuff, communicate.
Yes.
Tell each other everything.
Absolutely.
Because people will try to catch you off guard one way or the other. They'll either tell you one thing and tell her another, and sometimes it's the closest people to you. Sometimes it's.
I've already experienced a lot of the you're so far up Destiny's ass you can't see.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you will experience that. No, it's
okay,
true.
if you
there are
want
cliques,
to
there
believe
are groups,
in
there are there are.
But you know what? To me, if that's how you want to view it, that I associate with a particular. The thing is that we're friends
You
outside
know your
of drag.
relationship with
Exactly,
Right.
and we're friends.
that's all that matters.
And we're of
And just
equal
know that
age,
no
and
matter what,
like-minded.
what relationship you have with Desi or Ron,
somebody's always gonna
somebody will clock you for
There's
something.
always going to
Yeah.
be
And
someone
that's
to
where
say
that
something.
tough skin comes into
Yeah.
play, because people will
Yeah.
say some shit, because a lot of times they just want to say it to see how it affects you.
Oh, yeah.
They want to say it just to see how it affects you too. Sometimes people will come in and try to put a wedge for no fucking reason.
Yep.
just because they
It's
can.
their entertainment.
I know, and it makes me sad because it's not the way.
So that's why I'm telling you both, find your balance within the community. Know when to be around and also know when to pull away. The club will be there tomorrow. That's why I always tell people.
Absolutely.
If you take a break, that club or the new club will be there tomorrow.
or the new club, or the
When
new
is the
club.
new club coming around? When are they going to settle that whole?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But at
I'll
the
tell you
same
off air.
time, I'm not, honestly, I'm not really 100% worried about you guys.
Yeah.
I think having the age on your side, having the experience on your side, and you have already been in and out of the gay community
Yes.
way before you even met
But now
them.
they're more
Yeah.
active.
So you
very
kind
different.
of understand
Yeah.
some of the
Oh, yeah.
dynamics and everything else. So these are not two people I'm really worried about.
Wait, let me make one thing clear. I'm not like just brand new. I've ventured into Montrose
A few times.
quite a few times in my life.
When he was a cowboy.
I remember, as a cowboy, I remember the Montrose Mining Company and all that back
Come
further.
through restroom,
Oh yeah,
dark corner.
when the
God, there are so many. When I was bar hopping in Montrose with my sister,
who used
30 years ago, she was a flogger.
what they call it? That's a terrible
yeah.
name, flogger. She used to beat the
There
crap out of
and a lot of the bars aren't even around
No.
that were there 30 years. Or
Mining is now Postinos.
they've changed. Like Barcode used to be EJ's. You know, all the names. So when I was doing it in my 20s, it was like very, very different because my sister was a bartender. Yes. Yep. But and then there was the Bear Bar, and there was a whole bunch.
That was my advice to y'all. Y'all are new into it, and along the way, people will do anything to dim your light here and there. So just communicate with each other. As long as you guys know who you are, people will always have an opinion, no matter what you do. Like I said, you can be Mother Teresa walking down the street, and somebody's got those chanclas. Look, girl.
Yeah. Like apparently what I wore on the cruise one day, I was one step away from house shoes. According to Clay, and I lost my shit. I was laughing so hard. He goes, well, you are one step away from house shoes. I was like, I thought I looked cute.
Wait.
I was all feeling
When are we going to start talking about other people?
We're not.
Oh, we're not. Those are your opinions.
Those are your
alone,
opinions
not
alone.
ours.
Exactly.
And you do not want that drama.
I'm actually curious. I want to hear all the drama.
No.
There is
No.
You know what?
I work in the community, so I need to.
I love Julio, but come on, girl, listen up.
Switzerland.
Let's hear some
I'm
stuff.
very neutral. I don't put
Let's
too
hear
much.
some stuff.
No, I don't go too much.
Yeah.
If you want to,
No,
but that's
you're not gonna do it.
on you, because I know the
He
repercussions
was
that come with it.
teasing.
No, these are the jokes. Did you write those down? These are the jokes.
These are just jokes, but if Julio wants to turn the camera a little bit more this way, where he's not on camera, where we have like a black screen.
We had a conversation on the way here that
yes.
some of the haters that talk shit about us secretly watch.
You know what? That's a good point. We have, and I'm sure all of
the
you,
haters.
everybody has.
It's kind of like the
discovered-
Astros. They all want to hate us, but guess who almost won the World Series?
There's those
Like,
areas
fuck
that you just don't walk into. There's those groups that you just, everybody has their groups, and that's just the nature of the way things work. There are groups, there are cliques, there are, not just families, but there's groups of people who they say things and they do things, and everybody knows it. And that's just the way they are. I love them all. I truthfully do. There's not one group of families or whatever out there that I don't love and appreciate all the hard work that they do.
Say, always be yourself, and don't be afraid to pull away from some people if you have to.
Oh, it's easy to pull away. You don't have to be vocal about it. Just pull away.
The actions speak louder than the words, and they'll get it like, oh, they don't hang out with me no more. Why don't you hang out with me? Because you're a piece of shit. That's why.
Lola and Tanya, let me tell you something right now. I have done many episodes with Julio.
Yeah.
He is having the most fun on this episode that I've ever seen. He has had more to say. I have literally sat back
It's
and
because
said,
we gave him alcohol.
That works too. And I genuinely had some of these questions on my own that I'm now glad that we're compressing them. And I always wanted to be as respectful as possible.
We're going to church, baby. This is church right here.
Because I know that if I've had these curiosities, other people have had these curiosities.
But I have never
I want to be
seen
respectful about it.
him have so much fun. Just asking. I have literally. There was a few minutes where I just sat back and said, "You know what? It's Julio's show.
It's the Julio
show. I'm gonna let Julio just do his thing because that look on his face."
Joel, do me a favor. Can you scoot back and
yeah. You know what I'll do, Julio? I'll just get behind the camera,
right,
and just do the camera angles.
Joel, you're still here. Do you mind going?
Okay, and then just make comments.
Can you just
make
in
us
the background?
Please, I'll take 2 sugars.
In the second half of the show, we're gonna push Julio out, and then we're gonna talk shade.
Okay.
We just gonna talk shade. That's all.
Am I making coffee or am I opening up the champagne?
You are not. We're not.
Okay, if you open up the champagne, Julio may not have a job. Julio may not have a job, and I'm going to hear about it. And
so when it comes to talking about other girls, I have nothing bad to say about any of them. I have a ton of admiration for all of the girls out there. I'm proud of a lot of them. You know who you are. Yes. There's a lot of them out there that I talk to on a regular basis, and I say, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the courage and the performance and the drive that you have. Yes. And there's a bunch of them out there.
Yes.
There really is.
Yes.
So I just want to let everybody know out there. Julio told me a cute little story on the way here, and I'm not going to repeat the story. But all I just want to say is that Julio,
they're watching.
If they're watching, I hope they're sweating right now. Because all I've said is I will talk shade. I don't have no stake in this. If I walk into the community, people are going to be like,
no. Mama raised me right. I do not talk about people on camera. I talk about people behind their back, just like you're supposed to.
See, and I'm the bitch who will come up to you and go,
tell you to your face,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm at that age now.
You can just say it to my face.
But they won't. That's the thing. They won't.
That has nothing to do with gay.
Not everybody lives.
That has to do with and that's
not many people know how to live their truth or not hide behind the keyboard.
And that's what I want. I want the young kids that are struggling, that are still out there trying to figure it out. You know, you hear all these like Brad Paisley wrote a song about what he would tell his younger self. Like all these people. It's truly, if we could go back and tell ourselves something, the biggest thing I think we would all, no matter your gender, sex, race, color, religion, whatever, would be, don't listen to anybody else's bullshit.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Be true to yourself, live your authentic life, and stop living for other people. That was the key for me to realize that I don't live for you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I don't live my life for him, her, they, them. I live.
One thing you'll notice when you're out in the public, performing, doing performances, is that not everybody knows how to do that. You know how to do that. You're equipped. You have the tools that can
but that only comes from being old, going through a lot of fucked up shit, making mistakes.
That part.
It's making the mistakes, and I have made a lot of really bad decisions.
Who at this table has not made?
And who's out there making?
I've made so many mistakes,
right?
And we are older than you. Our mistakes are on top of mistakes.
Oh my God!
I don't make mistakes. Mistakes make me.
I'm just saying, this is our third marriage.
Last.
This
is our last.
We fucked it up twice before in our life. So it's like, if the kids think that you have to do everything perfectly, no, just live, be authentic, be true to yourself, because that's who you have to sleep with at night.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a list before the show's over. I will tell you my list. I have a list of all those girls that I love and appreciate, and all the ones that I think are doing a really fantastic job and should keep it up. and then have another list.
Yeah, go for it. For sure.
It's not shade.
No, not at all. Like,
I have all kinds of. There's a ton of
I
you.
was just
Shade.
saying.
Will somebody please give me a little? Just give me a little taste.
You can't have
Just
shade
a
in
little-
church. This is a church.
sip.
Did you see the this is the cathedral. This is no shade. This is the church here.
The bar is my cathedral.
Yes.
Right? That is why we
The bar
have,
is holy.
you don't need a dining room in a house. You need a bar.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
That's my rule.
So back to something about the cruise. Who was there? It was Kara. It was Desi, and there was this. Oh my God, she was lovely. What was her name? Ginger.
As if
I segued into that. She's
Right.
from Dallas. Scotty.
Scott.
Miss
Oh, we
Ginger
had
was
so much fun.
lovely.
There
Wonderful.
was so and Ginger performed with Lola as well because
She did.
again the commercials were needed so that the
were the
headliners
commercial
could
girls.
change and get
So,
ready.
I want to ask a question. Outside of drag, outside of Montrose, what do you all do?
Oh my gosh.
What's your work life like? What is your hobbies outside of Montrose, if any? Or you just like to be at home and do nothing?
Oh, fuck no.
Well, before that, I want to hear some more of this story. Can I hear some more?
Oh,
of
the
this story?
ginger snap.
Which part?
Yes,
About
I
the
would-
cruise?
Ginger Snap or whatever her name is.
Oh, Ginger.
She was
I
amazing.
need a little bit of just a little bit of tea.
Oh,
No.
there's
No. Let me
shade
tell you
about
something.
Ginger.
So
What was there any?
I met a lot of
we just had
girls.
so much fun. It was just, I mean, like I said, it wasn't a full gay cruise. It was just JJ's out and about. They have their own
There was
travel
a-
agency.
Yeah.
So that's what JJ's out and about was
course.
about. So it's like
How many people were on the cruise?
there
2,000
was
or
like
3,000?
70. Yeah, because they were running at
So
way
there was
low
100
capacity.
of us of 3,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Holy
in our little
shit.
That's
group,
only
and we
3,000
just
of us.
oh yeah, fans up, and it was just we just had the best time.
Yeah,
And,
by the way,
and
JJ's
it was the acceptance in that group.
Yeah.
Like that is a gay cruise. And we were allowed to crash it and be accepted. And that was one of the biggest things that Jeffrey said was like, he was like the little mother hen, when we first got there and we took our big picture and he was like, we accept everybody. We're here to lead by example, and we are, everyone is included, and we, conduct ourselves accordingly. And it was just like that.
It was amazing.
That moment
So
when
amazing.
everybody came together. And did everybody have fun and get drunk and do all the stuff that we
Get
did?
lost?
Get whatever.
They were looking for some guy for like 3 days. There
mean,
was
it was
one
like-
guy on the page. They were like, "We're looking for
for some blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And still don't know where it was.
Did they
Shut
ever
up.
find-
They did find.
He was
Yes.
tied to somebody's roof in the room. And he was fine.
We don't know, but it was
That was my last 2 cruises, by the way. Where's having to ask where I'm at on several
Where
occasions.
am I?
yes.
The cruise.
Within the cruise.
That's a good cruise.
The bad thing is that I'm not, which is funny because I'm not a night owl.
Yeah.
I am a 9 to 5 girl.
Okay.
I've worked since I was 16. I'm just, those are my hours. Like you get me from 9 to 5, you've got the productive person. You get me too early and too late, not so much. So it's interesting that I've joined this community of night
How
owls.
did this show between you and I become their show?
Hi.
Hi,
What the hell happened here?
how are you?
Good. Great.
Because his hat's his nasty
Because he
pig,
is-
and I'm kind of in
like
love
I
with
said,
that.
he's super excited because
And she's
this is
talking.
some. And
The shy one. And
I know.
I can leave. I can leave.
No, please no. We can leave. And we can go talk shade
All right,
or
bye.
secret
Let's-
little show
let's
we
go,
can do
Joe.
on ourselves.
You can go
We're gonna
keep
segue.
on about I just,
But we're
And
like
just-
holding back as
yes.
another consequence.
Just leave the bottle.
No.
We'll go.
Oh, we got to refill that one.
I'm
More
too
back
old and I have way too much insurance. Isn't that what she says on fried green tomatoes?
Huh?
I'm old and I have more insurance. That's why she rammed the girl's car.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage.
Ooh. So back to what's your life like outside of Montrose? Outside of the neighborhood? What do y'all?
So I travel 100% for work until COVID, and I've been remote working from home since COVID. All that's about to transition in a couple of months. I'm a business process expert, SAP trainer, supply chain. Really boring shit. It's called computers. It's something.
Computers.
Yeah, I did that. I've been doing that for a few years. Before that, I was into construction, water, wastewater, really boring stuff.
What he's not telling you is that he's the perfect housewife.
Oh, and I am the
Yes,
perfect housewife.
I've noticed.
You can
Oh, no.
smell. If you're not here, we'll do the
Laundry.
smell rip.
Laundry,
There's some.
cooking.
What's
I
cooking?
don't do anything.
Broccoli
True
cheese
story.
soup,
I do
cooking.
nothing around this house. I don't cook. I don't clean.
Yeah.
I do clean every now and then when I see
So that's all part about being the queen. Part about being the queen is taking care of your household. There is a maid's outfit that is never worn anymore, by the way, because it's kind of just outgrown.
She went on a cruise and put a few
She got
pounds
fat.
on.
But as far as laundry and cooking and take care of the floors and all that, I'm home. Why the fuck wouldn't you want to do that? I love to do that. I love to
Why
clean.
the fuck? Because I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I work. I mean, we both work really hard. I'm in sales. I've been in the dental business for this is my 30th year. It's really all I know. So,
Yes.
but I'm a salesperson. I'm very. I say I'm shy. I'm really good at what I do. So
be very careful when someone tells you that they're a salesperson or a musician. They're both fucking liars, is what they are.
Oh.
That's their profession. A musician and a salesperson is the kind of person that like is going to entertain you or get you to buy something.
Charming.
Because that's
they have
their
great
job.
qualities.
I'm done.
I know exactly what yeah, that's what I
She's
do.
a
Marketing.
great salesperson.
But see, but I'm not a salesperson on anything else other than what I know.
Yes.
Like the stuff I sell that I know.
You know it so well, it sells itself. It's
It's
effortless
just,
for you.
and it's just, yeah, because I've been in it for so long.
all I can say is that she charmed you, didn't she?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all.
So-
that matters.
Actually, he pulled up on his red golf cart when I was freezing my ass off, and it was a moment. It was like, here he comes, the knight in shining, the
red
cowboy
golf
in
cart. I'm
shining
sorry,
red
that's
golf
so
cart.
That's the whitest thing I've
He kept
ever
going
heard.
around
Right.
and around
You
and
can say
around.
white. It was the whitest thing I've ever done.
Oh my
Because
God.
on one of the, or can we talk about rodeo?
Yeah.
Can I say Mayor Turner? Can I say rodeo? Anyway,
Yeah.
my point is that we met during the Houston Harris County Houston
Houston
Livestock Show rodeo.
Yes.
Anyway, I was on a committee. I was in leadership. She was a rookie. I met her. I said yes, and pulled up on my cart and took her away like a knight in shining armor. And then I said, "Look, here's my purse."
2 years later.
But one of the committees we're on involves transporting patrons back and forth through golf carts and cars and trains and all that. So that's part of what we do. We've been doing it for like 10 years, and she's fantastic at it. She's in higher leadership than I've ever been in, and she's wonderful at it.
I'm just a
enough about
captain.
you. Anyway, back to me.
By the way, Julio, these are two people to know when the Houston Livestock Show rolls around because I get those
y'all
drink
get that a lot
tickets.
too.
I get
Rodeo
those drink
season.
tickets.
Oh, yeah. As far as
Well, 'cause
rodeo,
we're on a cook-off team as well.
but we don't talk about the cook-off team because they haven't allowed Lola to be part of the cook-off team yet.
Really?
No, we're
Start
not
your own
going on
cook-off
shit.
No, we're not going to go there.
We're not
Start your own.
going to
No,
shit.
absolutely.
Start your
So one of the things
Get
that
gay as hell. Start it. Bring all
One
the
of the
flags out.
things that Lola has been working on is a charter for her own committee.
Yes.
Not my own committee, but a committee to be basically LGBT
Do it.
community awareness.
Sign me
so
up.
I
I
want it to
volunteer.
be, for all of you out there, I'm going to try to start a rodeo committee. And we all know here.
I want to help.
We all know Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is rodeo. And 1 month out of the year, we're all cowboys.
Yes.
And hi, sweetheart.
baby.
So what I think needs to happen is I think that there needs to be a little bit more observance of
Yes.
the real
And
community.
there's a lot of people in the
Houston.
gay community that go to the rodeo. When I go to the rodeo, I see everybody from Montrose there.
Yes, and so I've been speaking for a while with some friends about starting a committee.
Yes.
And it may happen, and we would love everyone's support once it gets out there.
And then when you do start your committee, we would love to do a podcast there. Just throw that out.
Absolutely.
Just to run it out.
Just throw that out there.
But yeah, we
I
are.
enjoy looking at
And I want to be a
Wranglers,
part of this somehow.
and I have missed looking at Wranglers for the last 2
Let me
years.
tell you,
gorgeous.
I have a meeting. The best part of, outside, you were asking, outside of work, I'm probably more the workaholic than just because of the nature of what I do. I sell very large equipment, and dentists now work 7 days a week. It's not normal for me to have to take a call or a FaceTime,
Something, yeah.
and
That's sales. It happens.
it's what I do, but it's because I sell, but I also train what I sell.
Correct.
So I have to do kind of dual roles.
Okay, back to me.
But-
So
This is my life,
So
everybody.
this equipment that you sell, tell us more.
I know, right?
it makes teeth.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, can we promote any people? No,
We don't need to.
Don't need to. Don't need to.
But I'm really interested in your rodeo thing that you're going to do.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
So currently,
Yeah.
I like
in
the
a little
sound of
nutshell,
that.
we're on a couple of committees, and we are also on a cook-off
That's
team.
amazing.
And so, yes, if you want to come to the cook-off,
Yes.
Anybody want a dog?
we are part of the cook-off team, and you're welcome to come out.
Thank
But yes,
you.
I do want to get another venue started.
I want to be part of that history when you make your own charter, the LGBTQ.
I want to be on the cook-off team.
Absolutely.
I want to be a part of that.
I want to be the taste
We're
tester.
going to cook, and we're going to party, and we're going to have a great time.
With your poll and my poll, the show's poll, we can get a lot of LGBTQ members to show up and show
Absolutely.
out.
That's it. That's the key, right? It's showing up is anybody can show up, but can you show out? Can you put
We want
on that
visibility.
event and that party and do it in an
We want visibility.
I'm one of those
we
people
want
who-
representation. We want all.
That's it.
well,
That's
like
it.
earlier I said that I'm not the person who's going to watch the TV show because you're watching it or you tell me to watch it.
And maybe in the crowd,
But
when
when-
you are holding your own event, there might be a Tanya and a Lola in the crowd that are just now.
Well, that's all you can hope for. All you can hope for is to
And they see
inspire
you guys,
others
they
to
see
go
the
on and
event
keep
going on,
pushing.
like, we want to be a part of that. We don't know how, but we want to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah,
and
there's
that's
a
the
whole lot of community supporters throughout the Houston Rodeo, and I'm not going to knock the Houston Rodeo. It's a
I know-
fantastic organization.
We love it.
Education for the kids. But
That's
there's a
why we
whole
do
lot
it.
of people who would much rather prefer to have
you
their
imagine?
own venue
Lola.
to be able to say,
I'm already organizing this in my head. Can you imagine a drag show at the rodeo?
Yes.
Cook-off?
can I?
Oh, we've already like
Can I imagine
everybody
a drag
brings
show
in
at the
all
cook-off?
of these
All right.
in all of the tents. Everybody's because it's all about
Can you
who
see
brings the bigger band or the whatever. I'm like,
gay
fuck
flag,
you. I'm going to
trans
bring
flag,
I'm going to bring
oh,
the
yeah.
drag
Flag
queens.
flying
Oh, yeah.
along with the United
Yes.
States
And I have a
flag.
list of queens that would be out there and would
Yes, they
love
would.
to perform.
Yes, they would.
So, for all of you out here who are listening and watching who are supporters of Houston Rodeo, understand that we don't want to tear anything down.
Correct.
What we're trying to do is we want to be
We want to add to.
visible
We want to
local part.
Yes.
We want to have
We just want to be included.
You know what? I'll
Yeah.
put it to this. Give us the ugliest corner in the entire rodeo. We'll make that thing fabulous.
I was going to say, we'll pretty that bitch
We'll
up.
pretty that bitch up.
Like that.
It should be the
I've-
best corner you ever had.
I've
It
been
would
on
be-
a cook-off team out there for more than 10 years, and I know the good corners.
Yes. Oh, we know you belong.
Dark corners, lit corners,
That's not my point.
drunk
I'm not-
corners. Don't step their corners.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can literally put these queens like on the outskirts, and they will still have the biggest crowd. At the
I
rodeo.
guarantee you, I will have the guys who are roping and bucking bulls in our. I guarantee you,
I want to be a part
it's
of this
epic.
somehow.
It
Lola,
will be
I
epic.
need to be there. I need to be there.
Yes.
Damn it! I need to be.
It is.
I need help in
If you're gonna
deciding
get
on what
the boys
committee's
from
gonna
the
be called,
roping and
though.
stuff in there, I need to be
I mean,
there.
it should be a rainbow. I mean, it should be something really creative. It should be something, there's already a community outreach committee. Just to let you know. And there's
we already
hundreds
know
of
about that
committees.
one.
Hell, there's like
Pride cookout. Pride
Fifty-
something
pride
somewhat
committee.
generic name.
Anyway, hashtag, however you want to do it, Lola Standards, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Just suggest names.
You have the Pride tent. Can you imagine your Pride tent?
It would be the prettiest tent out there.
Which will paint the fucking rainbow on it just to be
Oh, yeah.
extra.
Oh, yeah. And who would our sponsors be? Let's
Oh yeah, a lot of the bars in Houston.
That's
I-
all.
I
it's
think-
all about for cook-off.
Yeah.
It's all now. Committee for HLSR is different. Cook-off, putting a cook-off team together is a separate entity.
I can put you in contact with people in different bars, and I know Jesse can too, and all that.
Yes.
So we can put you like we can have that conversation set up.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's a lot of bar owners.
Their name is out there somehow.
That's
and
what our-
they're
that's what our
dying
current-
to support Houston Rodeo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it's always been one of those things, again, not knocking the rodeo. I love
Yeah.
the rodeo. But it's always been one of those things where it's just not, it's just not the
there.
place.
It's not, there's no.
Well, it's
there's no-
not
I mean, all the men are
inclusive,
wearing
yeah.
high heels anyway,
Yeah,
technically.
to be honest.
Aren't they?
But there's never been a dedicated
And tight jeans. Remember the tight jeans. Let's not forget the tight jeans.
Oh, no, can't
forget.
forget.
And I know they show up in full force. They represent it. So if we
We know many. I mean,
yes.
there are so many queens that live for rodeo,
Yes.
but they don't have. But they can't go. Not they can't go. They don't go as a queen because
Correct.
that's not
correct. And if
acceptable in that medium
yes.
right now.
Not to knock the Houston Rodeo too much, They do have a gay day, so they do have a day where the.
Yeah, they have a pride day.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
100%. There are.
Let's not completely knock the. We are participating in this.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the
just on
cookout space. Like,
it's just on a smaller scale. And yes, a cookout space would be
A cook-off
and he wants to
team.
start his own charter, his own.
Yes, we would love to, in the end of all this, to be able to have a committee that's specifically concerned with supporting the community.
Yes.
Would love to have that as a committee, because let's face it, there's a lot of gay people that go to rodeo.
Yes.
There's a lot of gay people that are on
Yes.
committees, and if they had one committee that was just their own,
Everybody else has one.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Houston
A lot of
National Gay
other
Rodeo,
ethnic
we've talked about
groups,
that
a
too.
lot of other. There are
Yeah.
days that are dedicated to other groups.
Yeah.
All we want is our little piece
Our
of it,
little corner on the map.
Yeah.
so
quarter.
that it's all inclusive.
Let's do it. Sign me up. Let's do this. I'm down for that.
Okay, we talked about rodeo. We avoided the shade conversation.
Of course.
Now we're going to turn the show back over to Joel.
Oh,
Crickets.
Hello.
I'm gonna add. I think I have a cricket sound. Let me see if I have a cricket sound. That was the scary sound. That was. But I'm gonna put it in there anyway. There you go.
You have sound effects?
Yes. You can't hear them.
I can only hear them. I can't. No.
Okay. We decided to leave the headphone. Well, I'm the only one because I need to make sure I keep the sound in check. But
Oh, that's right. You don't have headphones.
yeah, so I'm the only one wearing headphones. Everybody else is.
No, but this is Osby. Thank you for the conversation today. I love that you guys were open and allowed us to ask questions.
More open than I thought. I thought we would have to pull teeth.
These are curious.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome.
No, that's my job.
And I've asked these questions to y'all. It's some stuff that people might have been thinking, and so when you share the video with your friends, they'll see like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't want to ask them because some people don't want to be rude. They don't want to be insensitive or.
Did we ask? Did we answer everything?
But I know.
I know. There's a lot of people, like you're saying, there's a lot of people out there that have the questions, and they don't have the timing or the courage or the opportunity to actually ask those questions.
Well, I think we asked the questions that those people would ask. I don't know of any other
Not
questions.
all. I know you all get other questions too.
If there was more questions, we'd be here for 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think we got to the
I
most
think a
important
lot of
question.
people just are curious as to how, like.
Hell, I was curious.
But the thing is that we're, like I said, he, she, they, them, whatever, all of that bullshit. Just who you're a person. We have the autonomy to do what we want, and a lot of people think, oh, so you have an open relationship. Well, open with each other in the fact that we tell each other everything. And so if there's something that he wants to go do, that's her business, and me the same way. But at the end of the day, this is our home. We have my dad here. We're very normal in many ways.
Everyday life.
You know, it's like we're abnormally normal. Just in the fact
That's a good one.
that we're just who we are, and we don't think that we're special or unique, or we just don't take ourselves that seriously.
Yeah, we didn't come into all this saying, like we've been talking about, we didn't come in here saying we're going to be an example, we're going to do that. No.
And that's the beauty of it. You didn't try. You weren't even looking for that.
Because we were just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
we were competing in a drag race.
I was along for a ride that I had no idea that I was going to be on a journey with. And like you said, somebody else may have just been like, have fun, I'm out. Because this is not what I signed up for. But you know what? 2.5 years ago, I didn't sign up for him to have throat cancer either.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't.
I didn't sign up for him to get sick and almost die.
Yes.
So a lot of what we went through during that time period, and her being here, I don't care who you are, you're here.
Yes.
That's it. And with all of the people through the pandemic who have lost loved ones and lost families and that's what bothers me with the drama and the bullshit and the backbite. It's like, y'all, this world is not a good world anymore.
Life is too short.
It is very short, and you have to.
Joel is learning that as he's seeing more of the scene.
You have to.
He's seeing that. Wow, and he told me that we had a conversation. Like, why are people so much like that? He was just frustrated. Why are people like this? Why isn't I finally looked at? Oh, baby girl, you're just.
Well, right now though, right now. Go ahead.
I want to add to that in the fact that yes, I am seeing that, but at the same time, I'm also seeing, like I said, right now we're at such a raw stage. Right now, I think the community is at such a raw stage because, like I said, the things that we swept under the rug are now coming to the forefront, and these are hard conversations that sometimes the community does not like to have.
And that's where.
And so I'm starting to see the change.
Yes.
It's just the fact that people aren't great at handling change.
And one thing about the neighborhood you'll notice a lot is you have the younger crowd that's more open-minded, aggressive thinking, and then you have some of the middle people, and then you have some of the older people who are stuck in their ways.
Right.
They only see it black and white, and what are you two doing here? Who invited you to this?
Exactly. And we've got that, and
that's why,
and it's okay.
And that's
as a community, though, remember during this time, it's been almost 2 years. First off, you're a community. You're going through this. COVID pandemic or whatever. Everybody's fucked up right now. Everybody's, this is like a 9/11. This is like HIV back in the 80s. I mean, this is one of those things that's going to affect everybody long term. No one's going back to normal. It's not going to be the normal that it was. It's going to be a new normal. But everybody's dealing with this shit, and so you have to deal with it as best you can. Right. And fortunately, you have a community that can be one way or the other in support or attitude or opinions, and so if you're smart enough, just listen.
Also, they will never end. FYI, it will never end.
No, it doesn't.
These will continue. It will be a new one every month. There'll be something different every week. It will never end. So that's what I'm saying. Have patience. Have strong, thick skin.
Right.
Learn to roll shit off your back.
God.
I
mean, I learned that the hard. I heard somebody within who I thought was in the inner circle of friends and positivity and whatnot.
And worst critics.
The shit that I heard about me, it almost knocked me to my knees the night that I was like, you don't know me. Like, why are you saying? But it wasn't. It could have been somebody at rodeo. It could have been somebody at my work. It wasn't. I don't think what I had to do is take a step back and go, okay, that's that person's opinion.
Correct.
And you know what? I don't control your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. I can only control mine, like I was saying earlier. And that's what I've learned is...
It goes back to what I was telling y'all earlier. Along this path, in this journey, and the experiences that you're going to have, good, bad, the good people, the bad people that you meet with, thank you for you guys being yourselves. You didn't realize it, but you guys are trailblazers within our own community right now. At least that's how I see it. Because you're more in the public figure, you're more in the public eye, so so many people are looking at it and they're curious as to what you are doing. And the curiosity is a good thing in a way. The good curiosity.
Sure.
Because when people are asking now, that means they're open-minded. They're open to it. And they just want to learn about it. Some people go about it the wrong way. Some people go about it the right way.
Well, and I'm going to add a caveat to that. Those of you that have been doing this a long time, Lola is not someone that's been doing this a long time. I'm learning as I go. I learn from the young girls. I learn from the old girls. I learn from everybody. We are very giving and understanding, but we're not here trying to say this is it. No, we're
not trying to steal anybody's show. We're not. I mean, like I said,
that wasn't your agenda walking into it. You were like, "We're here, guys, and this is what our mission statement is." No. You just came in like, "Hey, we're just here trying to perform."
She just wants to perform and have fun, and it's not disrespectful to those who do it full time. We love those people and love the fact that
so just know
they have that choice.
You guys are an example for somebody who's out there going through the same thing that you guys are going through.
Yeah.
You guys are an example to somebody out there, FYI. So thank you for being a great example. You guys are a great example. I love the dynamic you two have. I love the openness, the understanding between the both of you, the love that's there.
Let me tell you.
Oh, of course. It's like any relationship is work.
It's a lot. She's a lot to put up with. Yeah. You have no idea.
This is why it's these moments. This is why I love having this show.
Oh, hey, Joe, welcome back.
I want Julio, and this is for Julio as well. Having a thick skin does not mean that you've given up hope on a community.
Correct.
Oh no.
Even if this community frustrates me on a certain level, I still have hope.
Yes.
Because every time I'm sitting down with whoever I'm with, whoever's on the show, I can see it.
Yes.
And regardless of the negativity we might see in the community,
it's always going to be there.
When I sit down, I have not lost hope. Yeah. Because I still have hope that this community can get its shit together.
And that's the thing.
Well, and for all of that, there's still Abby.
And like I said, and I only have one piece of advice. That's it. Just continue to do your thing. Have fun. That's it.
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
We
Just
have a
continue to do
blast.
As you're going through this.
I don't have to worry about you and thick skin and doing your thing. You've lived
That's
life.
part of it.
I have a question. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody that does these shows that brings like drama to the show?
Yes.
Why?
They have nothing better to do with their own
Oh no
lives.
no.
Are you?
This is
Are you talking shit?
Yeah.
no.
Indirectly, yes.
She's indirectly talking shit.
So we have in the short. I tell everybody I have weeks of experience. So in the short,
And we're all sick of hearing it because it's been a year.
In the short time that we've been doing this, I mean, we met a lot of girls and a lot of people who have been super positive and super great, successful, and then we met those that have been having troubles and stuff and struggling. And it's like we support everyone. We support those who've been successful. We support those who are struggling. But then there are those, for some reason, they just have to drop a drama dime in the middle of every conversation.
Of course.
And it's like, that's just the nature of the beast. And that's okay, because if you're aware of it, you just have to understand that's just what happens.
Here's another key advice that I'll give you with people like that. When you watch them and you watch that behavior, how they do it to others, sooner or later they'll do it to you.
Oh, bless
You
your
have to
heart.
be careful how you navigate around those
He is
people.
enjoying his teaching moment.
I've
He
learned
really
the hard
is.
way. It's like I've been friends with people who are like, no, never, don't treat me like that.
So I grew up in the church as a young man. I grew up in the church as a young man, and I learned a scripture a long time ago,
Hallelujah.
and he said, he who tooteth not his own horn, the same horn shall not be tooted. My point is
Ariana
is that
369.
don't try, don't do this, because first off, I've got pretty thick skin.
Yes.
She has much thicker skin than I do, and you there's nothing to tear down here. There's nothing you're not gonna say anything or do anything about us. We're strong.
Yeah.
We're very supportive, and we don't cast that stuff towards people.
Yes.
We don't drop drama for no reason. We understand, and we're old.
Well, I mean,
We get it. We're just like, we're here just to have a good time, and we'll drive ourselves home.
the hardest part for us is we want
Drive
to.
ourselves home.
We want to be. Oh, you drive?
Can I?
What's that?
Can I jump in here for just one
Do you know what
second?
the break does?
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. I'm
What was
back,
his
y'all.
name again?
I'm back, y'all.
Joel emerged from
I'm
the
going.
corner.
Can we,
Give me.
Okay,
There we go.
so many years working in the service industry, I have a bladder of steel, but that bladder of steel is weakening. I think we need to take a break.
Somebody go pee-pee. And our bottle's empty, so we gotta fill it up.
Actually, we're probably almost done.
Yeah.
Commercial.
I think I want a few more minutes.
That's fine. Yeah.
Because I think there's
great conversation
It's
so
a great
far.
conversation. I want more to talk about it. But and no one take offense to this, but Daddy needs to go.
Daddy gotta go pee-pee. You gotta go pee-pee.
Please do not subject yourself to what Joel had to with
How do
my
we sign
dad's
off? What do we do?
bathroom.
What do we do? How do we sign off?
We're just gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna
Just a quick message. After
We'll
this
be right
potty
back
break.
after these messages.
and we are back.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, Daddy had to take a little bit of a break. I know. I call myself Daddy. You know, the moment I turned 50, I don't know why I started doing that.
Who else calls you daddy?
That's all that matters.
No, nobody in a while. Nobody in a while.
Okay.
We
We got to find you a daddy now.
We do have a little telethon going on for the.
Ooh. A daddy-thon?
We have a
Daddy-thon, a daddy-thon.
If you watch the last episode, yes, we talked about
Ever
the
since we
telethon.
implemented green screen, we can I've been able to change the background to go according with our jokes.
Oh, how
And so
funny.
last one, he was like, Joe, what do you want to be for Halloween? I just want to get fucked. That's what I want to be for Halloween. And we turned it into a telethon, and we called it, what do we call it? Joel wants to get fucked, 1-800.
But we didn't.
Oh, that's
but if I
awesome.
didn't thought about Daddy-thon. I think we can call it from Daddy-thon from this point on.
Yeah,
Daddy-thon.
I agree. Thank you.
It's a daddy-thon.
We're using that for sure.
Oh, I need to scoop my
Or
chair up.
daddy on.
Or Daddy on.
Daddy on.
Daddy on.
Daddy on.
I like
Daddy on, daddy on.
Daddy-thon.
There we go.
Daddy on, Daddy-thon. I think either way is fine.
Although I will say, in the commercial break, that was a good talk. That was a good session. We got a lot of...
Y'all missed it.
Okay, so
Let me tell you
those of
something.
you that have been here to Lola's and Tanya's house before, and you know who you are, there's always good conversation.
Okay.
And we're keeping it above the table, and it's been fun, it's been fulfilling, and we're ready to have more.
And let me tell you something. Julio and Tanya have been having a
hit it
good
off.
time.
Oh, I couldn't get him out of the
I
kitchen.
couldn't get them to stop
Seriously.
talking. They went in the kitchen. I went to the bathroom. And let me tell y'all something.
I know my people when I meet them,
Okay.
and it is not. Oh, it's a very rare occurrence, and you can ask this one.
Between the coffee, the Topo Chico, the cocktail, my bladder was. I mean,
I gotta go.
I nearly broke the bowl
You're at
because
that age now?
It's okay.
Well, you have to change
Yeah.
your bag out.
That bowl's been broken before.
So, Joel, you didn't pack the Depends, did you?
I did not pack the Depends
Yeah, but I
this
knew
time.
Wow,
forgot something.
you had one job.
I just had one job.
That's a fact.
That's, she went on the Depends. You know what? I expect that from him. I did not expect that from you.
Thank you.
I did not expect that from you.
I'm married to somebody older than you.
Oh, my
Believe
God.
me.
I'm an old person. Oh, my tattoos are showing. I know what my tattoos are.
I'm just telling you. We all know about Depends.
Now,
We're
the
of a
oldest people
certain
in the room.
age group.
Now,
I would venture to guess I'm older than you.
now, how old are you?
I just turned 53.
We're both the same age. I'm 53.
What month?
December.
So you're going to be 54,
I'm
or
gonna
you're
be
going to be
54.
53?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
older.
you're barely, you're 9, yeah, I'm September. 9/11.
Okay.
9/11.
9/11?
Yeah.
I was born on my dad's birthday.
Both of them are 9/11.
Both 9/11s.
Oh,
It
wow.
was not a
I'm
good
35.
day.
You know that we got
Wow.
married. We got married on 9/13,
put you more at, like,
2013.
February 24th.
Ooh,
Pisces.
oh.
I thought it was 45 the first
No,
time.
that's shocking because Virgos don't get along with Pisces usually.
I have the best
Pisces
birthday.
women.
I have the best birthday. I have the
Pisces
best
women.
birthday.
My mother's a Pisces, and we do not see.
When's your birthday?
I have the best birthday.
Which is...
May 20th.
Okay, good to know. Bye. See you later.
May 20th. Guess who has my birthday?
JFK. I don't know.
Share?
Cher.
Does it really?
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
Cher and I have the same
Is that
birthday.
ironic?
I saw some of her
No, it's not ironic.
It's certainly not iconic.
Isn't it ironic? No, that's a whole
She's
other.
on a,
That's
she's on
another
a
girl.
tour right now. Have you
But
seen
if I could turn back time,
Fucking fabulous.
75
of all,
years old.
Yeah.
If I had that money and I could.
But she's at
I
that
went to
age now
see
where, like,
Cher.
she doesn't move the same.
Right.
She might need... Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's-
saw some of the concerts where I was like, girl, like, you're a good entertainer, but...
Stop the
You're a little
movie.
stiff
Yeah,
now.
you're little. Yeah.
Me and my best friends went to Jacksonville, Florida to see her perform. And we had such a good time. And this woman is 75, 80 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Dressed up in her old outfit from the 1980s.
Because the jingling sound.
Looking... I mean, I'm like, this bitch looks better than everybody in this audience.
She does.
And everybody in the audience had wheelchairs and walkers.
Right.
David and I were the youngest two people there, and I'm like, we are actually the youngest people here.
I know,
cannot
right?
believe-
As much as
I think somebody bought us a drink, and they were in their 70s.
As much as I would love to be Cher, I'll tell you what, I'll be Betty White any day.
Give me Betty White.
Give me Betty White.
Amen.
I mean, she's almost 100 years old, and she is. She hasn't done the plastic surgery. She's just grown old gracefully.
Well, okay, if we're going to start talking about old female icons, I will tell you my favorite icon female, Cloris Leachman. Do you remember Cloris Leachman?
Yes,
She just passed this past year.
I know.
Who's that?
She. You would know the
I
you would know
genuinely
the character.
do not know.
No, you would know the character,
Cloris Leachman.
which was
Yes,
who did she play?
In many,
I don't know.
many
But what was she known
sitcoms.
Have you ever seen Young Frankenstein?
No.
What?
Did you ever see Beer Fest?
No. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
know
have to sit him down.
the original Yam Yam.
Young
Beer Fest.
Frankenstein, which was her most
that young person
iconic
that's not
role,
cool.
and
But she was
seen-
also in Rhoda and
Oh yeah, she was.
Yes.
Oh,
Rhoda. And,
He wouldn't remember that. He
No.
was,
No.
he wasn't even born
wow, we
yet.
need to get
all
off.
right.
important
We need
to
to.
me.
He's going to make me feel old. We need to move on.
Reminder:
Okay.
Google Cloris Leachman.
I use
Fantastic.
Clorox.
I was more of a Madeline Kahn.
Oh,
I
I
love
do
her.
her. I do her.
Madeline
I
Kahn.
love
The part where I go to the corner when you guys talk.
Okay.
So do you like
from
Harry
Blazing
Potter?
Saddles. I'm tired.
See, now
Yes,
I'm a
oh my
Potter.
God.
I
That was
love
I am yeah.
tired of being in
Oh my God. Blazing Saddles.
No, we're not going there. We're not.
No,
doing
we
this.
are going there. Blazing Saddles.
No stupid shit.
Oh.
No Blazing Saddles. No Blazing Saddles. No, what's that other fucking shit I can't say? Monty Python.
So,
Stupid.
you and I, apparently the show's coming back to you
Stupid
and I right now.
slapstick shit sucks.
I agree with
hate
her
it.
100%.
100%.
She doesn't like Monty Python.
No.
She doesn't like Blazing Saddles.
No.
But there are some things she likes that's actually...
Do you at least like Young Frankenstein?
No.
Okay, this interview is over. I am done.
Harry Potter.
I'm a Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
What about
Okay,
it?
don't get me wrong.
I'm a
I don't
fanatic.
mind Harry Potter. I don't mind Harry Potter. I said that.
And you
I
can
did.
Harry my Potter
I
anytime.
read all the books.
Thank you.
See,
I spent a summer in Alaska, and let me tell you something. A summer in Alaska can be kind of boring sometimes. So I read all the Harry Potter books while I was in Alaska.
Where'd you stay?
I was working for Princess Cruise Lines.
You were
at
in
the
Juneau.
time. No, I was actually in a little town called Talkeetna. I was about 15 miles outside of Talkeetna, Alaska, which is in the middle between Anchorage and
Sterling area.
yeah, exactly. On that little highway.
You've been to Alaska. You've been to Alaska?
I've been to Alaska. All my family lives in Alaska. I have family that still live there. I got an uncle who lives on the Kenai in Sterling, and he's retired. Guess what he does for a living, or for passing time? He makes
drag queen.
wine, he fishes for salmon that typically swim up on the beach, and he pans for gold.
Nice.
Wine, fish, gold. That's what he does.
So he's Jesus?
That's amazing.
Fish gold.
I mean,
hey.
sounds like Jesus to me.
Sure,
Right?
wine, fish, gold. Wow, that does sound like Jesus. Hold on, let me break out my Bible. No, seriously, we went to Alaska a few years ago. Me and my little neighbor nephew for like a week during the summertime, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
So what were we? You were going to ask him some questions about his personal life.
Personal questions.
Well, that would. I don't know. Is it on a downer note or?
No, it's enough. Let me tell you something about this question that's going to happen. This question is going to involve a letter called C.
Okay, so you.
C-U-N-T. Creativeness, no courage, no uniqueness or
Oh, you lose your RuPaul card right
Cock.
now.
Cock.
If you do not know what CUNT stands for.
I do. I'm just putting her to the test.
Bullshit. I know you're bullshit when you're, yeah, that was bullshit. That
Yeah,
was
this is a-
Doug bullshit.
This is a husband and wife team.
Okay.
This is a husband and wife. They are so typical. It's ridiculous.
Wait a minute.
We're so typical.
the
We're
wife
not
has to-
typical.
I'm the husband.
The wife has to
She's
be
the
right
wife.
100% of the time.
that is one thing I have always said. Wife, husband,
There you go.
female, male. We are very.
That's actually pretty
That is
goddamn
By
funny.
the way,
very
this
true.
is a dynamic that heterosexuals are afraid of.
Okay.
Oh, 100%.
They're so afraid of this dynamic.
Another
Am
round.
I refilling you?
I want to see
He
more
wants you to fill
heterosexual
him. He doesn't want
men.
you to refill. He wants you to fill him.
Well, there's a whole other show.
No, that's,
On our OnlyFans.
By the way,
maybe if we had met
Lola's a bottom.
cowboy days.
oh, my cowboy days were terrible.
You know, when I went to the restroom. By the way, I don't know. Did you go to their restroom?
No, he unfortunately
you see
he
the
went to
horsey
my dad's,
picture?
which
I
is not.
saw the most
attractive.
impressive cowboy boot collection I have ever seen.
Oh, that's
Oh,
hers.
those are mine.
Is that yours? Oh my god!
So I used to buy her boots every time we had sex. She hasn't had a new pair of boots in like 5 years. Hello.
Abigail. No.
there we go.
Sorry, Abby.
Oh no, come back and.
Almost lost the lighting equipment.
Almost lost everything.
No, Tanya Michelle has
been
earned.
pretty good.
Yes, that's an impressive collection, right?
Yeah.
Tanya
The
has
most
earned,
impressive collection.
She has earned every one of those pair of boots.
And I also wanted to take a bath because that bathtub, y'all should see that bathroom.
Oh, the
That
jacuzzi tub. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm a underground bather. I love a bath.
Can I say something?
It
Can I
fits
say
too.
something?
I love a bath.
Too.
Do you want to know something? I just started using that bathtub within the last year.
She used to hate it.
Really?
I have never been a bath person. I used to always say, I'm not bathing in my own filth. I'm not soaking it. But I hit 52 and something changed. And now it's my favorite thing.
Okay, well,
Me too.
And
That has a lot to do with it. I'm gonna go take a bath.
let me put you on blast for this one.
uh-oh.
Okay, so now that you have the bathtub,
Yes.
and that you are the man in this relationship,
Yes.
what you need to do is make sure you set up yourself a little TV, have a beer cooler on the side.
Oh, not beer. No, wine.
Well, a wine. Still.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
So
where's
she
the
already
man?
has.
I know. Well,
She already has three things.
Where's the band?
TV is set up so she can see from the bath. She
Or
has her
I'll
wine
watch it on
and
my
her
phone.
girlfriend.
Well,
her girlfriend's on speed dial.
I will accept red wine by the bath because men can get away with drinking red wine
Yes.
and still have that whole man thing.
But I do have a bell.
That's good enough.
I do have a drink
That's good
bell.
enough.
I do.
Yes, that's good
100%.
enough.
I have a drink bell.
There you go.
Pavlov's
I'm a
dog.
little
What's up,
bougie.
bro?
I'm a little bougie when it
What's
comes
up,
to
bro?
that. Yeah. Like I said, I'm a
you know
walking contradiction.
I'm
consistent.
Aw, there we go.
I
Good
always
job.
say I'm consistently inconsistent.
You know what that is, right?
It's bourbon.
That a girl.
I
That a
don't-
girl.
Oh, girl,
We haven't opened up a good one yet.
This
We have
isn't my-
we have good ones back there.
This isn't my first rodeo.
Oh, bringing it back around. And that's why you brought
Julio,
it.
I really do hope that there's going to be a close-up of me going,
There it is now.
Right.
And now it's your show again.
Just
It's your show again.
Just waited for that moment to come around and just ding. Yeah.
I think this is the most fun episode.
Creativity, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Did you look it up?
No, I see my phone.
There's no...
I know what it stands for.
There's like 3 phones sitting on the table and
No, this one's not on, and this one's not on. Oh, look, that's...
Oh,
that's
yeah.
look
Nope.
at that.
Yeah, don't look at that.
So
Who's that pretty girl?
let me say this real quick. I need
Yes.
to make a correction from the last episode. Daylight Savings Time doesn't actually start until the 7th.
Next week.
I thought that it
It's
usually
this
falls on
weekend.
Halloween.
Correct.
weekend.
It does usually.
I think last year it didn't
It's
fall
when,
on.
it's when Halloween goes from Saturday to Sunday, and this year it was on Sunday, so it pushed daylight savings time
okay.
a week later.
We have
It's
two
very
things
strange,
on the
yeah.
calendar around the same time that are on our calendar. You have Daylight Savings Time. You've got Desi's Drag Race Season 22.
Yeah.
And the Season 4 of
Ooh,
Yellowstone. Have you not seen Yellowstone?
Okay,
I don't even know what that
so
is.
remember when I said I'm kind of a walking contradiction?
Kevin
So I
Costner?
stick to my guns on most things, but when you talk about, like I said, I don't watch popular shows. I don't watch.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Yellowstone is my jam.
Yellowstone is a shit.
Beth Dutton is my spirit animal.
Girls,
Like that
Google
bitch
it.
is.
Google it. Yellowstone.
Can I
You would love
tell
it.
you this? I have seen like little snippets on Facebook videos.
Yes.
Of Yellowstone
Yes,
and of the
it's
main character
amazing.
who is like
Nice.
this super bitch.
What?
She's a fucking
She's the fiercest thing.
Super
And I
bitch.
said, where do I find this show? I need to watch this
It's
show.
amazing.
Where do I find this show? Because I'm
It's on Paramount channel, but you can also get it on Prime.
Yeah,
you
Prime,
can get it on
Paramount.
Prime. Yeah.
I have Prime because I'm like another.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
already
no,
have-
it's-
No.
No,
if
if
you've not watched it, it is only 3
And
seasons.
there's Kevin Costner. I mean,
amazing.
come on. He's
It's an older Kevin Costner. He's
but he's
grappling.
no. Let me tell you. There will be some. There's,
Oh, there's
a lot
some
of eye
package.
candy.
There's some
There's some
package.
fucking eye
There's a lot of
candy
package.
on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Who's the
Just
guy?
saying.
Who's the guy from Dazed and Confused that's in it that we talk about all the time?
Rip.
Rip. He plays Rip, but his name is.
You wouldn't know it. Like he was literally from Dazed and Confused.
You know, I've never seen this.
You never seen Dazed and Confused?
See,
By the way,
they
kids,
talk about it, and I haven't
If
either.
you've not ever watched Dazed and Confused, don't ever call me again until you've watched Dazed and
Don't
Confused.
watch it.
Because
Don't.
that's the show to watch.
The only thing that came out from Dazed and Confused was Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
Hey.
Wait, I can do it.
Rip.
Hey.
You're not him.
Not to worry, party at the Moon Tower.
Sweetie, stick to drag.
Ah!
Stick to drag.
Yes.
I know that's an
Yes.
ouchie moment for you.
No, that's awesome.
That's an ouchie moment.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, this is the only shade you're going to get on this show.
Okay.
How about Matthew McConaughey in drag?
Wait, he did drag? When?
No.
He hasn't,
He
but he
hasn't.
should.
I was like, oh my god.
I don't know. Is
He
he, ever
hasn't, but
dressed
he
up
should.
as a woman
No,
in
he-
any
No,
shows?
I don't think he
Never
ever
has.
has.
But he would be the kind, like, I want
He
to
would be
believe that he would do it for me.
He would be. Yes, he would do it.
I'm just going to believe that.
because JJ won't do it anymore.
I think that if you
JJ
dressed him up correctly, he could do drag.
Oh,
Oh.
he could
Oh
absolutely.
my God, Cameron
do that.
Michaels and Matthew McConaughey have the same body.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They could definitely do that.
Okay, let's not talk about anybody else. Let's talk about me.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, the puppy's sleeping. She's so happy.
Haven't we talked about you enough?
Yes, we have.
Right?
Let's talk about
Do we
somebody
need
else.
to,
Never enough.
are we going to see Lola's room
Let's talk
eventually?
about what? Oh,
the room that I used to abide in that used to be my office.
That's going to be. That's
Yeah,
gonna
right?
Be a little,
episode 3.
Let me tell you, I lost my office,
Desk.
my desk,
Yes.
and the other 2 spare bedrooms and bathroom.
Oh, no,
Within
that's,
the little, that's my dad.
You brought him home.
Technically, you
Yeah,
did.
but,
but
you know,
yeah.
we love everybody. Okay, it's okay. This is not the first time. It's not the first time Tanya brought somebody home that occupied the first 2 bedrooms. It's okay. Okay, believe me, it's happened before.
Let's talk about
wait a
that.
minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. He said earlier, no one has asked any personal questions.
Oh no!
I have a personal question.
Uh-oh. Open Pandora's box. Come on.
How does Dad feel about all of this?
You know what? Okay, can I answer that one?
How does Dad?
So we have Tanya's dad living with us. He's 80 years old. He's a musician.
Boom. He's open-minded already.
He's already open-minded.
There we go.
There we go.
So
Question to answer.
So
He was just
Daddy,
like,
so
to him,
Daddy
it's just show
Dale
business.
has literally performed with Willie and Waylon and Conway and Loretta and everybody
Wow.
throughout his entire time.
Nobody
From the
knows.
70s
You
to the
probably don't
80s
know what
to the
a
90s. He's one of those
steel
backup
guitar
steel
is.
guitar guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was a teacher. He had a music store. All that stuff. So
I was born because he didn't go on tour with Loretta Lynn.
yes.
And you probably don't even know who that is.
I actually know the name. I don't know her music. I know the name.
Wait, you haven't even delved into who she was engaged to at some point.
What?
Yes, she was a Van Halen groupie engaged to Sammy Hagar's nephew.
Yes.
What?
Oh yes,
Cousin.
discuss.
I
I
was
have a very large. I have a very
She has a very
sordid
large what?
past.
You have a very large what?
Yes, that too.
well, you know,
Bigger than yours.
I don't have a.
I grew up as a '80s heavy metal kid, which was unusual.
I was gonna
for-
say.
yeah, which was unusual for a black kid.
Well, it's kind of
to
like
be-
me being the girl who
Yeah.
I gotta
wanted
be,
to listen to everything
headbanger.
Prince.
That was completely, yeah.
That was completely unusual at the time. But Van Halen,
Yeah.
shit, that was my band. That was my
AC/DC,
AC/DC.
Aerosmith.
Yeah, but you were probably a David Lee Roth, not a Sammy Hagar Van Halen.
You know what?
I love them both.
I liked Sammy.
It's a very.
No, those are two different.
It's so you.
No, I'm all David. I didn't like Sammy.
It's all of
and
that.
I'm a David.
I liked Sammy, but I did not like him with Van Halen.
No.
I always liked Sammy on his own.
Yes.
But I never liked him.
Montrose.
Yeah, I never liked
Did
him.
you know his original band
Montrose was
was
the name.
Montrose in the 70s? Sammy Hagar was.
I'm learning.
You
And
wanna
he's,
hear-
he was the Red Rocker.
You want to hear a bit of trivia? You'll love this. Here's something about Lola you never knew. 2004.
She also dated the cousin.
Right? Yeah. No.
Yeah, I did that wrong. There we go. So back in 2004, when the Super Bowl came to town, Lola, Doug, was Steven Tyler's personal driver for an entire week.
Yay! That's pretty cool. That was that.
Okay, are the
So many
lips as
things.
beautiful in person as I always imagined they would be?
Everything from the neck up is beautiful. Everything from the neck down is
No, I didn't think
rocker.
No,
yeah.
What was he?
I didn't think anything about him from the neck down. All I saw was those beautiful,
Oh, yeah.
pretty lips.
Oh, that's beautiful. He was
That
the
his daughter
nicest.
got.
He was the nicest man I'd ever met. He was so giving and loving, and I introduced him to Whataburger. But he was so giving and loving to homeless and anybody. He was, hey man, how are you? Good to see you.
He talked to
It was
everybody.
just wonderful. Love you, Steven Tyler. If you're watching this, Steven
He is.
Tyler,
He is.
I still remember that time we spent. It was amazing. After parties,
What did y'all-
after parties.
Wait,
What did y'all
what
do?
time are we talking about here?
2004.
No, I mean the amazing time y'all had together.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
No, none of that. No,
Because
that was,
people in the comments are going to go, wait a minute, what kind of
no.
did they have together?
No, this was admiration taking you places. Oh, almost ran over Moose Johnson.
Nice. That's good.
Apparently Moose Johnson, he's like some Dallas Cowboy guy.
I have no
Moose
idea
Johnson,
who
I
that
have
is.
no idea who the fuck he was. Anyway, apparently his wife is like a big fan of Aerosmith, and she's friends of the producers and all that. They hung out with us quite a bit. And one night during the whole thing downtown, I literally almost ran over Moose Johnson. Love you, Moose.
Sorry, but not sorry.
No, it was a fantastic. He was literally like holding the vehicle back, and he was like, "It's okay, I got you." No, he was a gracious man that almost got run over.
Aww.
Anyway, I met a bunch of people. It was awesome. Besides Steven Tyler, Adam Sandler, and others.
And they're pretty down to earth people, so
Yeah.
Adam Sandler, really?
he's such a regular guy.
Adam was amazing.
Chill.
Adam was like looking for the local YMCA to go shoot hoops or whatever with his friends or whatever, and he asked his limo driver, and he's like, "Oh, it's down the street." And the limo driver, we all gave him shit because they're like, "You should have driven him," and he's like, "No, he was just walking down the street." Anyway, it was kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah, met a lot of people.
Nice. The only celebrities I ever met was like the grandfather from The Cosby Show.
The
The
grandfather.
grandfather.
Well,
You just don't say that out loud.
Cliff Huxtable's.
talking about. We're
But
like,
he did.
Cliff
And now we must
Cosby's
explore.
grandfather.
No, I'm sorry. Cliff Huxtable's father,
Bill Cosby's dad.
Bill Cosby, and on The Cosby Show.
We're here to introduce you.
Who was played by Bill Cosby.
No.
His dad.
His dad on the show.
Oh, he didn't play his own
I don't
dad?
know who his-
Well, because he was one of those comedians, like kind of like Eddie Murphy, who played multiple characters, so I thought that he would
And
have played
someone
himself.
he will never know because he has to Google this.
Yes.
I met LaWanda Page from
LaWanda
Sanford-
Page. I
Sanford
love
and
that.
Son.
That's amazing.
From Sanford and Son.
You're so young.
yeah, 35.
No.
That's before my bedtime.
Girl, that's way.
If I say Red Fox, do you know who that is?
No.
Oh my
I
God!
don't know.
And by the way, I was just a kid at the time. The
It's
first
okay.
time
I'll
I know
teach
who
you.
Bill Cosby is, and
Well, and not for good reasons now.
No, for good reason.
Oh, no.
The Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, Bill Cosby was the shit until all that happened.
Right.
O.J. Simpson was a shit. He was the shit till all that happened.
till all of that
Yeah,
happened.
I mean, people get into trouble, but believe me, they have.
O.J. Simpson was innocent when I was growing up. What are you talking about?
No. We're good. So, anyway, no, we're just. What? Apparently, the dog is digging a hole in the bar area. That's
She's fluffing her spot.
She's digging a hole.
We think we had a good show so far. Everything.
So far, you realize that we're an hour and 40 minutes.
I know, right?
Is it-
And nobody's going to want to listen to this podcast.
Are we even
Nobody's gonna
recording
be
yet?
listening. Yeah.
Yeah, we're recording.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out, are we going to end this? It's some
No.
I was gonna
Okay,
say,
so wait.
yeah.
We have to go over the five untouchable rules. The things we're not supposed to talk about. So the things we're not supposed to talk about are
Red Fox. I don't know.
no Red Fox. No.
Sex,
Anyone-
money,
anyone-
race,
alcohol,
politics,
race,
religion,
politics.
Oh no.
We're not doing
Religion.
any of
We're not
that.
going to talk about religion. Politics. We're not going to talk about politics. We're not going to talk about what else.
sex we could talk about.
We can talk
all
about
night long.
sex. That's easy.
What was the other? There's 5? I thought it was 3.
Oh, we
I
can't.
just made up
we
five.
cannot.
Okay, I was like,
Oh, by the way,
when did
we
we have-
cannot talk about
Okay.
anybody in.
You guys are doing
Houston,
math, and I can't do math.
Yeah, we can't talk about Houston. Specifically,
I want to.
because people do watch this show.
But I had a list of
my
people
God,
that
I
I was
want
going to
you so
acknowledge.
much.
And you're not.
No, I had a list of people I was going to acknowledge.
Yes,
you see what
because
I'm talking
no.
about here?
But you're not,
Yeah, yes.
because then you'll eventually leave somebody out, and they'll be
No,
butthurt.
I
So we don't do
probably
any of
will
that.
do that.
See?
I just wanted to
PR promoter.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. I learned that too. It's like if you go through a whole name of people and
Nope,
you leave
and you
one person out.
It's like, let me tell you, it's like the Oscars all over again, right? They get
Exactly.
up there and they're like, and I think so and so and so and so, and then somebody didn't thank their
If you're gonna
wife.
talk
They
shit,
thought,
yeah.
and then you have to go
back
home
it
to
up.
that. No.
No.
Nope.
If you're
Nope.
talk shit,
Just
you gotta be
you
ready to
leave
back
it
it.
alone.
Exactly. So you
Yeah,
just
behind
say
the screen or the
thank you
keyboard.
to everyone who helped me get here.
Right. And you
And
know
you
who
live
you
in-
are.
And you know who you are. I think I've done that already.
Yes, you have.
Thank
several
all the
times.
little people.
I would
that
like to
help
thank
me
all the little people and the big people. Oh, I'm so sorry if I said big people.
Oh, well, you can't say little people either because it's like, wait, I'm a little person.
Small person.
Bitch,
All
please,
the
I am not a
peasants
little
that
person. I
help
help
me.
you do this and that.
Oh, no, I had a little person in my family.
Nice.
Nice.
I can see
I
that.
did.
I can see.
My dad was this tall. My mother was this tall. I'm this tall. My sister was that tall.
Well, you're 7'9".
Your sister had spina bifida
She
and
was
lived
in a
in a
wheelchair.
wheelchair.
But she was literally that tall.
Oh,
My God.
so this one literally was raised with a sister.
Remind everybody once again, we're on YouTube. We're going to be on YouTube. Watch what you say.
Watch what you say.
I don't want to piss off.
Oh, no. We're not making fun of anybody. No, my sister, look at, hey, bitch, I was born in 65, so fuck everybody. Anyway, I had a sister who had spina bifida. My sister was in a wheelchair for the first 35 years of my life. And we traveled everywhere with ramps, and we traveled everywhere with a wheelchair. And we had great parking, by the way.
And if anybody wants to see Lola falling over in a wheelchair after she says, this is just like being at home,
I did
and
that.
she flips backward, like she totally thought it was like riding a bike.
Oh, no.
Getting in a wheelchair and popping wheelies in her sister's wheelchair growing up was her life.
So
And then
I had the
This
privilege.
episode is going so.
You'll love this. You'll love the story. Let me finish. You'll love the story. I had the privilege. So our affiliation, by the way, Lola Standards, by the way, performs at Rumors Bar and Grill in Galveston on the Seawall quite often, and we perform at Mary's, Hamburger Mary's, and we perform at Buddy's, and we perform at other places. But anyway, at Rumors, Desi called one weekend and said, "Hey, would you like to work with Tasha Cole?" Anybody know Tasha Cole?
Yes.
if
Tasha
you don't,
Cole.
you should.
If you don't know Tasha Cole, you ain't watching shit. So anyway, Tasha Cole's one of the original 5, and Tasha needed some help, and so I was like, fuck yeah, I'm there. So I jumped at the chance to go work with Tasha. If any of you seen Tasha's shows, you know that there's a wheelchair involved in one of her numbers. And so her wheelchair is out there. Actually, we provided her with a wheelchair. But me, being the experienced wheelchair person, thinking like, I used to run around in wheelchairs all the time. I used to balance and do wheelies. Anyway, they're not even there yet. I'm by myself. We're in Rumors. There's nobody in the club. I'm literally on the stage in a wheelchair going, look at me. And I fell.
Oh, no.
And literally has a scar.
I ripped the side of my leg open because of the wheelchair. But it had nothing to do with Rumors. It had nothing to do with Tasha. It had nothing
Rumors
to do with
in
anybody.
Galveston,
It was
Texas.
a mistake on my part.
That's awesome.
But it
I
was
like the
wonderful
new
time.
Rumors. Have you seen the newer updated Rumors with the patio and all?
Oh, fuck yeah.
We
We were just there last week. Yes.
No, I'm not.
No. If you have not been to Rumors
You
Bar and
haven't been
Grill
to Rumors?
in Galveston, Seawall,
And
31st.
the parking lot became a patio.
Todd Slaughter has an amazing venue, and he's built out this entire outdoor area with food trucks and patio. It's amazing.
Yes.
Just saying.
This is the point where a talk show with the most amazing guest, by the way. Remind the people of who you are again.
I'm Tanya Owen.
Tanya. Lola Standards, hi.
And then let the people know where they can find Tanya on social media. What shows do you do throughout the week?
You mean Lola?
Lola and Tanya.
You did that before.
Follow
She is
Lola
the PR
Standards.
person, so
I mean, I'm just Tanya Owen. I'm just
Do you have an,
I'm
the spouse.
just.
do you have an Instagram? Do you have a?
I
So,
do.
yes.
I
Okay.
do.
Lola
Tanya, I think it's Tanya.owen.1. I
Okay.
think
I'll add it
on Instagram.
I'll add it to it.
I really suck at Instagram.
Gotcha.
See, I'm the old Facebook. Here's my problem.
Here we go.
At 53 years old, you have just
I
touched a
love
nerve.
this.
Here's the problem with Insta. I like Instacart better than I like Instagram because I can get alcohol delivered and they know who the fuck I am. I'm Tanya Owen. On Instagram, you're give me head 7239.
Oh my God.
Like who the fuck
Wait,
are
write
you?
that down. Give me head
I'm
7239.
serious. Like I cannot. It's just too much for my old brain. At least on Facebook, I know who the fuck you are. I know your name, but all these other usernames, it's like, how am I supposed to fucking follow you? I'm just saying. So anyway,
I'm losing my shit here because she's like, I'm not Instagram. I'm Instacart.
I guess just deliver my
Like
wine
every
to my
50-year-old
door.
I know, besides because of the show and honestly because of COVID, I've had to spend a lot of time learning about social media and everything.
Oh, yeah.
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 But when I talk to to my friends who are the same age, and they're like, "Girl, I know about Instacart, but I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Instagram." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
No, I mean, I'm
like,
on
"Oh my
it.
God."
I'm actually really good at Snapchat, and the only reason is because we had younger nephews who that's the only way. If you're 20 and under,
Snapchat is your thing.
You have to Snapchat. You don't text them; they aren't going to respond, but they will respond to your Snapchat like that. And don't even get me started on TikTok.
Okay, may I say this? And I'm going to say this real quick. I'm okay with younger people telling me to stay off Snapchat. That's your thing.
Who tells you to stay off Snapchat?
I'm okay
I don't
with
even
it.
use Snapchat.
I don't even use Snapchat.
Are they bullying you?
But I love TikTok. And you are not going to tell me to stay off TikTok.
Okay, then you need to give me TikTok lessons because I don't. There is way too much fucking shit to go. And who are you?
I think the question was, "Where is Lola?" I think the question was, "Where is Lola?"
Like what you see, the ones that actually you like. The algorithm will slowly feed you the shit.
I don't want to fucking watch it. I want to know how to do it.
Yeah, that's how it is.
I want to make the TikToks.
It's the thing. You see videos and you just scroll through them.
I've never ticked and I've never talked, but I do the reels on Instagram.
Hello.
The fuck was that?
Okay.
Hello.
Wait a minute.
You said you don't TikTok.
I don't tick and I talk, but I tick and I talk.
Julio, this
So
episode
quick
is going off the
parentheses.
rails here.
Parentheses. Lola
I'm going to have to break
standards.
this episode.
I keep
you know
it
what's going
simple.
to have to happen, Julio?
What's that?
I'm going to have to break this episode into 2 parts.
Oh God.
And Julio, I don't want to put him through the extra work, but I'm going to have to break this episode into 2 parts because...
Sure, because nobody's going to listen to this ramble for.
Okay. So here's what
The ramble is actually the most amazing thing, and I think people are going to love it.
So how do they find
But I
Lola?
think
We're all waiting for where to find me.
Yeah,
I
where
know
do we find Lola?
because this show has been all about me,
And us.
not yes, no. Anyway, I keep it simple. I keep it simple.
FOMO.
We're here to interview Lola.
Came over here to see
FOMO.
And
me.
his wife is
real
taking
simple.
over the whole thing.
Lola standards.
So heterosexual.
Yes.
Oh
Lola.
my God.
Everybody.
It's our show.
This is so heterosexual. It's ridiculous.
Okay, we're in charge.
I got you, girl.
It's real simple. Lola Standards on Instagram and Lola Standards on Facebook. That's it. Real simple. I don't
That
tick.
easy.
I don't talk. I don't chat. I don't snap. But Instagram and Facebook, I'm there. Do not ask me to do something last minute. I'm not that kind of girl. I'm a planner. If you want me to do a show, I will plan it. I will be there on time. But don't
We
call
talked
me.
about that, but it's not
No.
because. But let me be clear,
not
because
a-
we had a conversation about this. It's not because we don't want to do last minute things. It's the truth is that we do have day jobs.
Oh, yeah.
I do travel, and I am. As of right now, she's learning. She is learning to do her own face.
Good, yes.
But
I'm getting there.
she'll never be as good as me.
You and
No.
I need to have a conversation about how to do TikTok because I would love for you to do TikToks on
With Lola, yeah, that'd be good for you.
all the stuff that you do for Lola.
Oh,
And-
teach
and-
me. I would
and
love to do. I
keep
just
having like little side
it
videos
makes
where
me.
you talk about you know what Lola did today.
Oh.
And do you know what I had to do for Lola so we can go get ready for this and that and blah, 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 blah? I can easily teach you how to
Okay,
do that.
'cause I
and it's
cannot-
not that hard to do.
It's overwhelming. Like all of that stuff
It is.
is overwhelming when you learn something new. And as you get older, you will learn this. It is, and now I get it. Now I get why my dad. Like, I love him, bless his heart. But I get so frustrated at the things that I think are so simple, but they're not simple to him, right? But then, and now here
it's
I
so
am
funny to hear it.
talking about TikTok, like I don't fucking get it, but I am the older person who needs somebody to teach me because I don't fucking get it.
Damn
Can I
iPhone.
tell you something right now? This one says, Joel, you need to learn how to use TikTok. I said, I don't want to do TikTok.
He was a
And now you're
did not want-
obsessed?
Now,
He found his world within TikTok, and he's
now I'm obsessed. And by the way, I've been doing
warning though. I will give you a warning about TikTok.
What's
Once
that?
you go in, it's a black hole.
Yeah, it's a black hole.
Sometimes
Is it like the reels on Instagram that you get lost?
Oh no,
Just
this
go-
one gets in lost in reels on.
like
It's like video after video. I'm like,
Once
what
you
did
get
you do
into
today?
a reel on Instagram, and I'm like,
The difference between Reels on Instagram
go.
and the difference between TikTok is they're essentially the same thing, but the comment section in TikTok is the best sarcasm in the whole internet has to offer.
It blows your mind.
My daughter's talking to me. That's awesome.
Oh,
I'm I'm sorry. I have kids. I have a penis.
Hello.
Sorry.
Well, you did.
I had. Anyway, no. My youngest daughter's talking to me on
That's what I love about TikTok.
Marco Polo. You ever do Marco Polo?
I know of the game.
Yeah. No.
The game.
The app. The app. So if you know about Marco Polo, it's really cool. I'm stealing the stage. That's okay. Anyway.
You need to, because this show was about you.
Yes, it was originally, but apparently it's about Joel and the other guy and her, the other girl.
We still have a room to...
Anyway, so Marco Polo is an app that you can literally send someone a chat, a video chat. You can talk to them while you're driving, while you're pooping, whatever you want to do.
FaceTime?
So
It
you
is
send it.
kind
It's
of, but
passive.
it's not.
No, it's passive. Meaning you don't have to answer. You know when you get an Apple, you get
Tanya. How do you feel about that?
You know when you get like somebody calls you and you have to answer it. You don't have to answer it. You just like whenever you answer it.
Too much freedom.
I'll remember it when I paint the face later.
My youngest daughter talks to me through Marco Polo, and I love it. It's amazing. So she's going through some shit.
Cool story, bro.
Nick, quit hitting me.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, I'm not
Doing
hitting.
this. She's doing this. She's doing this.
Quick reference here. 3 marriages.
Yes.
Not last.
That was a...
Between
yeah.
us,
Yes.
between all of us.
No,
Two
yeah,
marriages.
yeah.
How many
We're on our
marriages
third.
have you been through?
I had 2, and this is
And
the
I had-
last.
This transition was the way flawless.
So 2 marriages.
Marco Polo.
Kids, no kids.
Kids, no
No
kids.
I have
kids.
kids. She doesn't have kids.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 daughters. They're lovely. They live in Atlanta. Fuck you, Braves. Anyway, they.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Well, you know what? I told this to Astro fans. It was going to happen.
I should have known it because both of my daughters are divas. They're both like extreme.
where they got it
I wonder where they got it from.
No, they're both like 6 foot tall. They modeled for a time. Both of them have a couple of kids and a couple of marriages and all that, but they're wonderful. They're wonderful kids. Anyway,
I do not have kids.
I make babies. I make wonderful babies. I used to. Anyway, that was a long time ago. Yeah, I got a couple of kids.
She said, "I make babies.
I make babies.
She sounds like she has babies like all
She
over
has
the world.
practice.
If you want pretty babies, come see me.
Hello.
Oh my.
And she has traveled, so there could be babies out there that she doesn't even know about.
You know what?
Oh.
That's a whole other show. We can talk about my dad.
We could
my
talk about
dad.
the hoe.
I gotta tell you that my dad was the original player.
Okay.
My dad was the original player.
So was mine.
At a young, innocent age of 10 years old, he taught me this line that I used to say, and I've never said it, but he used to say things like, he would stop ladies from riding bicycles down the street in their tracks, in the neighborhood. He would be like, excuse me, and literally walk out. I'm like watching this, observing, like, Dad, what are you doing? He would say, ma'am, do you have a license to peddle pussy on the street?
Oh. Yes. And what did they say?
I don't remember the after
I'm
effects
sure
of it.
he got slapped many
You have
times.
to remember.
Many times.
Julio, I want to remind you of something. This was a different time.
It was a different
And the
time.
ladies,
Yes.
the ladies. If ladies heard that right now, they would punch him in the fucking face.
Oh, in the
Back
80s
then,
and
they
70s.
didn't have a choice. They just
No.
went, that's-
They couldn't run away. They were wearing bell bottoms. I mean, it was okay. I mean, once you...
How do you pedal a bike with bell bottoms?
Okay.
That's like a chain problem.
You know what?
Right
Only
away.
she
I
would
don't
have
know.
gone
For
there.
some
I'm
reason,
saying it
they
just,
managed to make it through the 70s and
Yeah.
stay alive.
I was making
While
a
pedaling
70s
bikes.
reference to bell bottoms, and you went like, wait, bike bell bottoms don't work. So what the fuck? It's just like, come on.
It takes
It's
your
my
time.
show, damn it.
it's really not your
It
show.
was supposed to be my show. They
was
showed
your
up to see me, not her.
Okay, I'm gonna have to break this into 2 episodes, where it's one episode with Julio and Tanya,
We're gonna cut
and then
exactly.
the second episode is just about her.
Actually, I think there's going to be like 3 or 4. There's going to be a couple episodes where I'm not even here, and Tanya's going to be here with Julio.
Okay, hi.
It's-
How are y'all?
Hey, y'all
Welcome to
welcome
church.
anytime.
Okay.
Okay, I think we need to. I
It's
think
our
We had a
house.
good episode so far, so this has been a great
so
episode.
far
I'm not
it's
done
almost
yet.
2 hours.
Yes.
I think we're gonna break it
We're
down.
gonna break it down.
do it.
You're
I
gonna
think-
have to.
I'm
Wait,
down.
did you ever press the record button?
Yes.
Yes.
Just-
And you haven't even gone to Lola's room
Oh, so
yet.
that's how it happened before, where like, oh yeah.
Oh no,
Are
Lola's
you
room,
serious? It's been like...
where we
Lola's
accidentally
room is gonna be the
not press the
TikTok.
record
We're
button,
gonna
so-
like do the. He's gonna do the video. Him and Lola are gonna talk and talk about
Oh.
and manage to do it in maybe 3 minutes.
So-
I don't know how to tick or
in
talk.
So we're going to do a closing for just the show, and then but in between we'll put like the showing your room and things like that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
people
Is
see
it
what-
clean?
Yes,
It's clean.
Actually, it is. Yeah. What?
That was the first place he.
Took
That
you.
was the first
Oh, that's
place
just,
he took
yeah,
us.
that's
I will
the
say
favorite place.
Thank you guys for being on the show. Thank you guys for all that, being open with us and allowing us to ask you questions and for you to share what your journey has been.
By the way, this is the best episode. The most fun.
You say that to
Ever.
all the girls.
No.
Thank you for
This is the most fun he has ever had in a situation where he's been able to literally be mama hen, daddy person, and everything else. And by the way, all the advice he's given you, listen to him.
Oh, I
because
do.
he's been hurt so many times.
Oh.
I can tell you what's going to happen.
sound like a calm down. Not the dramatic.
But he has
But
had
anyways,
such a good
before I was
time.
interrupted in the middle of my speech, thank you, guys. Don't you have a corner to go sit at?
What's going to happen is I'm gonna find out where the next show is, and Lola's just going to walk in the room and be like, "Hey, how are you?"
No, but real conversation. Thank you guys for being on the show. Thank you guys for being
welcome.
open. Thank you for guys for allowing us to ask you questions.
Absolutely.
That I know either were on my mind or somebody else's mind. And thank you for guiding that path, creating that path for the next people that come into Montrose in the same situation as you guys.
Yeah.
And not even just Montrose, anywhere in the world, anybody who's watching and
agree.
listening who's like, hey, we're going through that. I thought we were alone. Because I'm sure that in the beginning it can be a very lonely journey, but once you realize that you have friends and family that support you and love you, it becomes a better journey.
And the thing is that it doesn't have to be. I'm a big, huge person that blood does not make family.
Yeah, agreed.
That is a very, very big thing with me. And anyone that's out there that is seeing this, that does have more questions, that does have anything. I mean, just ask.
Oh,
Reach
you can-
out to
But this is-
us.
yeah,
Reach
but
out
this-
to Lola anytime you want. I will definitely give you honest advice. You're welcome to reach out to Lola or Tanya or anybody anytime, because all of us older queer couples.
It's raining in
There we
this
go.
state.
There's a term. Older queer couples. We need support because you know it's an odd time, and it's something that is not.
Have you ever considered like starting a Facebook group or something of that nature for
Hell yeah,
like-minded couples like you guys that are?
I've never thought about it because I don't.
Because I feel like there's more
I don't.
of you out there. There's no place where you guys can go to.
Think so?
Online.
I guess I've always thought that we're just kind of strange.
No,
No, you're not.
Not like
Not
Morticia and,
No,
and
you're not
what's his name?
You're-
Morticia.
You know what? I love that.
You guys
Adam's
are-
family kind of living.
I'm Morticia.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
When we drove up, and we were like driving through the neighborhood, looking at all the houses in Katy, and I'm like, oh, we're both. And he goes, let me lock the doors because there's too many white people in there. He's like breaking into the car and doing all this
Embarrassing.
other stuff.
Oh,
So we're driving through the neighborhood, and we get to the house.
Embarrassing.
And
Minority
That's what
talk.
happens when you
is-
pull into suburbia.
she is.
I'm hanging out
She
the
is
garage.
hanging out at the garage in
Come
her
on
little
in.
shorty shorts.
Oh yeah.
And I look over and I see a sign that says, we don't call 911.
Oh, you saw
We have
that.
an AK-47.
You saw that.
And I'm like, oh, I think we're in the right neighborhood.
You
Pretty
are.
We're
much.
definitely in the right neighborhood. And then he
Yeah.
steps out in his little shorty shorts and I'm like, you know what? We're home.
You are.
We are very eclectic in many ways.
Many of the girls out there have been here already before, and you know who you are. You're welcome to come back anytime.
So
Well,
can I be honest? I kept thinking about the neighbors who are so suburban.
oh my God.
And when you guys like step out or do your thing and the neighbors are like, what's going on over there?
Oh, they're fantastic.
Oh.
Our neighbors are amazing.
Well, yeah, we have great neighbors. We're not in a cul-de-sac where everybody knows everybody, but our immediate next door neighbors are just our craziest, bestest kind of kooky friends. And
Those motherfuckers.
and then we have the bodybuilder couple that we
Yeah.
absolutely love and adore, who have the cutest little son. And so I didn't have children. So we are both cancer survivors. We never kind of went back to that topic. But I had cancer. I had cervical cancer when I was 28. And that took away my ability to have kids, which is fine. That was God's choice. That was just the path that I was led to be drawn on. But I love other people's kids. And that's kind of, we always say our neighbor nephews or, our friends who have kids. And that kid, his name is Titus. How could you not be?
Titus.
I mean, that is just an
That is the whitest
empower-
name on the
and he's-
planet, Titus.
He's the best kid, and he's like 3.5, 4 years old, and he's just amazing. But yeah, we do have great neighbors, but some of our neighbors we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
Not many, though. We have the philosophy, and I've always had the philosophy of if you don't know your neighbors, you don't know your neighborhood.
Correct.
You don't know your
That's
neighborhood,
true.
you don't know your town. And I'm very proponent, I'm a huge proponent of knowing the people across the street, knowing people next door. I love that. Get to know them. Even though they turn out to be assholes, doesn't matter. You know who your people are. That's what community is all about. Get to know the people who live around you.
Oh yeah.
So, being in Katy, Texas, being in a suburb where here we are sitting in, by the way, they have a lovely home. And Julio is going to take some pictures and all kinds of stuff, so you'll be able to see that online. They have a lovely
don't
home.
mind the dog hair,
Okay.
please. It's
Okay,
like
the dogs have literally been the first part of this show, so
they've been a part of
they've
it.
been a part of it, so
She's-
they already
They've been
know,
in the
so they're
background.
fine.
She's finally sleeping.
Yes, they've been, and you know what? They were so worried about the dogs coming out and knocking stuff up. Nope,
We're like, no,
nothing
let
got
them out.
knocked
Let
over.
them chill with us.
The dogs are gorgeous.
Now they're relaxed.
They're-
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're super relaxed. One of them was super nervous and shaky for a little bit,
Drugs.
That's his little,
we get
But-
drugs.
our little Chancellor Reed. He's our rescue, and
but
he's
she or
and
he, puppy, the puppy.
Oh,
She.
the puppy, the big Abby Lou. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
So
she-
you know that every dog has to have a middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I don't know anything.
In Texas, you have to have middle names for
Oh,
dogs.
are you kidding me?
I'm sorry.
All animals in Texas. Help me out, people. Everyone has a middle name. Do you not? Did you not know you were in trouble when your mother called you by your first and your middle name?
Oh yes.
Yes.
So that is the same with dogs and cats and all of our fur babies. So Chancellor Reed
Chance.
and Abigail Louise,
Abby.
Lou, and Chancellor Reed. Oh, I'm so
Chancellor
sorry.
Reed.
Did I wake you? Dear
Lola-
my-
Funny
and
thing-
they know their
Yes.
names.
Yeah, back to me.
So
Funny
back to
funny
Lola.
thing is that that's a little bit opposite with me. I'm sorry. Through most of my dad's marriages,
So you have a mother like
Yes.
yes.
through most of my dad's marriages, no one knew my first name. They always called me by my middle name. So if I heard my first name at any time, I knew. That's when I knew I was in
That's
trouble.
when you were in trouble.
It was never about my middle name. It was about my first name because no one ever called me by my first name, and I could not understand why no one ever called me by my first name. But it turned out that I found out from my dad issues I'm still working out with the therapist.
Daddy
Yeah,
issues.
I found out later on that the name that he wanted for me was not the name that he wanted for me. And because he was away in Vietnam and my mother gave birth alone and she named me who she wanted to name me, he never called me by my first name. So, yeah.
See, once you get the story, you get the story.
Yeah, so once I got that story and I'm like, you have never called me Joel,
So
ever.
let's go ahead and
Yes,
transition
so-
over into Lola. Where can people find you at on social
Lola
media?
Standards on Instagram.
we've already done this.
Lola Standards on
Where
Facebook.
can they find you performing at?
Oh, performing. We have a show next week at Buddy's. Desi starting a show called Houston's Best Drag Show
Yes.
on
Started
Tuesdays.
last
What is that,
So-
22, 25, 20?
No, that's you're talking about Desi's Drag Race season 22.
It's not a drag race. No, it's
But she has
Houston's
her own
Best
show
Drag Show.
now.
Yes. So on Tuesdays, was today Wednesday? Yeah. So last night she had her first Houston's Best Drag Show.
Nice.
Next week I'll be there at Buddy's at Tuesday, and then sometime in December I've got a show planned at Mary's with
It's the Jewel Tone. Is it Jewel Tones or
Jewel. I'm sorry. Can't
Sorry,
remember.
Jewel.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry,
Jewel
Jewel.
Tones,
I worked
right?
with her on
Yeah.
Tuesday, so
yeah.
But between now and then, there may be another show pop up. And what I typically do is I typically advertise on Lola Standards or the other guy. But I'll let all y'all know. But I don't perform as much as I should. I would love to have a regular gig. I'm working on trying to get one out here on the west side. Would love to have a show out here on the west side. Save all those tolls on the West Park Tollway.
Okay.
I love going down to the village and down to the community in Montrose. It's great, but bitch, I would love to be able to not have to drive
It's like a 30-minute
45
drive, too.
Well,
minutes.
plus
for-
it's
yeah.
you always want the community's great, and being in Montrose is great.
I want
but
to
I
bring the
think
community
that
out here.
That would be
expanding
nice. That would be
to
nice.
different because here's the thing: when you live in suburbia,
Yeah.
people just our age don't want to drive downtown.
Yeah,
don't want to
agreed.
drive into the city.
Agreed.
So you have to find those spots where
I bet if you
it's
build
welcome.
it, they will come.
That's right.
I'm working on building it, y'all.
No.
Can I
I'm
tell you
working.
this?
Yeah.
Every time that I've lived outside of the outskirts of Houston, I've managed to find a gay bar.
Oh yeah.
I've managed to find. Now I know you guys are in Katy. I know that there's probably a gay bar here somewhere. We just don't know where it is. But I know in Spring. I know in Humble. I know of several gay bars.
Oh yeah, they're
In
kicking
that
it.
area?
In Spring, there's a bunch of them. And
Yeah.
girls, hey, you're doing a great job up there on 2920. I love you all. You're doing a great job. It's just too damn far away for me to drive sometimes.
I know.
But
And
I
you
would
know-
love to have something out here like that on the west side.
And you know, my parents and my brother are like, we live in Spring, and there's several gay bars. If you ever want to live out here, and I'm like, no.
And hard
And
pass.
no. Spring is nice if I have a wife and several kids. As a single gay man living in the suburbs,
Stay downtown.
no.
Stay downtown.
No. It's nice to own a house, but when you own a house and there's nothing for you to do, you can't walk to places.
Yeah.
You can't
It's a
do-
whole different lifestyle.
It's a whole different lifestyle,
Yeah.
and it's just not for me.
Yeah, I mowed the grass yesterday, and I cut a bunch of limbs off with a bush in the backyard. That's
Don't talk about my bush
wonderful.
that way.
I did not talk about your bush, just any bush. So
There is no bush.
we
Just saying.
wait, I'm gonna do it.
Sorry.
Classy lady right there.
And there's the show.
Oh,
There we go.
and there was a show.
Wait,
Thank you for being on the
Everyone knows
show.
to do that, right?
Thank you for being on the show. We had a great time.
I love
Right?
this. This
Yes.
is
We went into territory we were not supposed to go into.
No, we did not even travel into any of the sensitive areas.
Nope.
And I promise you, the next time we have a show, I will get waxed, and it'll be okay to go in the sensitive.
You know what?
areas.
We need to do. Can we do a part 2 of this?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah!
Well, let's wait till we see the comments.
Okay. That part.
Can we read the comments
let's wait
first
until
and
we-
then go?
let's-
If
there's
y'all
gonna be-
want a second episode,
I think
There's
they
going to be
will.
comments.
I think
Oh,
they
yeah.
will.
Sometimes they leave comments.
Who's
yeah.
commenting? What does that mean?
Like comment section. Okay, I was like,
no,
Okay, Bill
he's
Cosby.
Hey, by the way,
right.
all of you who watching this on YouTube, I guess we should have said at the beginning. All of you who've been watching this on YouTube, please comment thumbs up to tell us we're doing a great job,
Thank
and we
you.
will come back and do it again. If you comment thumbs down, we'll still come back and do another show. I promise you.
that part.
They can come back and just interview the dogs.
No, next show is going to be just me and Joel and the dogs. These two can go have their own fucking show.
Exactly.
Thank you. We will, and we're gonna be great.
And they said they will. They literally.
So the next show is going to be about a TikTok, and I'm putting you
Yes.
in face.
do it. I'm down. Let's do it. I'm so down.
Okay.
Maybe you can
I'm
do
sorry.
something with
I was the one who did the TikTok. I don't know where this came from. He does.
This
YouTube.
would be a before and
I do
after.
TikTok.
Okay, so you have to film it, and then we're doing before
Yes.
and after.
Yes, I do TikTok. He does.
There will be a bearded queen moment.
Oh my God! I can't
would
believe
be
she
nice.
already forgot me. I understand now.
See?
I understand
See?
now.
No, there's nothing to understand.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh my
All
God.
the feelings.
Yeah, oh, by the way, she said something that I wanted to voice real quickly. We've been talking about queens and performing and whatever. She said bearded queens. Houston, bitches, you got bearded queens out there that perform a whole shit ton better than all of us girls that try to stay feminine. Let me tell you something. I got a laundry list of all the bearded queens out there that just do an amazing job. Sean, Siren, all of y'all out there, you're amazing. Just continue to keep kicking. It's going to come around, sweetheart, I promise you. I love the bearded queens. That we do not have a box for them to fit in at this point, but we need to have boxes for them because they're amazing performers.
They are very that.
Just saying.
And Houston's very supportive of the bearded drag scene.
Yeah.
So
All of it.
the alternative
Anyone
scene-
can drag.
We have a very well balanced drag scene. We really do. Whether the beautiful girls to the bearded queens to the alternative queens to
Trans,
trans
all,
queens,
I mean,
all that. We have
some of those
very-
bodies
Yeah.
make me.
I think this is going to be the episode that we are going to have to really.
You need to edit it. You're going to have to
Is this the
really
beginning of
chop
season
it up.
three?
Yes.
You're
Is
gonna
this
have to chop
season
it up.
3 beginning?
Correct. No, this is like towards the middle and kind of halfway through season 3.
Oh, so we're not that special.
We're like episode 13.
Well, apparently next week they're getting a better camera, so
Yes.
we're kind of the last end of yeah.
You're welcome.
I think the camera's fine. It just sits right there, just like
Yeah, I don't
videos and everything. I'm loving it.
This is the best episode ever.
So,
Swear to God.
Okay.
I think this is the part where we
I
can
don't know- I
don't know
we
how
can
we're
sign
gonna-
off because we got
By the way,
we got to record other scenes.
It's a
and-
30-minute drive back to where we live.
Yes,
Welcome
yes.
to San Antonio, everybody.
Okay.
We might have,
Let's
girl.
go
We're
ahead.
gonna have too many cocktails.
Okay.
We're gonna have more cocktails,
This is
and
the
I
part
gotta
we can
pee.
sign off.
Are we having more? No, we can't have more cocktails. We have to drive.
So this is a good part. I think where we can just sign off, and then we'll do some of the recording of your room.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
And I love the fact that you say we have to drive. Only one of you's driving.
Yeah.
So we don't have to drive.
Okay.
He
I-
has to drive. So you're
Actually,
fine.
what's going to happen is I'm going to make coffee and we're going to have soup and
But
sandwiches.
I am gonna have to
What?
pack stuff up.
You're gonna navigate.
They're not leaving until tomorrow, I promise you.
I turn on the
Oh my
GPS.
Bitch, I just got off an
Supposed to
8-day
be-
gay cruise. You're going to stay here for the entire time. They're not leaving until tomorrow, I promise.
Right.
I
They're
feel
going to
like,
stay.
They're
oh my
staying the
God. Did we get into a horror movie?
Yes.
Not a horror movie, but
Hijacked.
Is this Scream right now?
it is.
So the next time we have a show, we're going to actually go over that list of all the girls that I like and don't like.
That's a separate
She
show.
won't
on
let
your-
me do that.
There is
channel,
no
on your-
show
She will
going
not
to
let me do that.
By the way,
She will not let me do
there is
that.
there's
everybody.
no queens out there that I don't
See,
like
and
because
that's
I
the
love
thing.
you
She
all.
likes everybody. Now you want to ask me? Don't.
Oh. Hey, guess what? We got a name for our show.
Don't.
Don't.
Don't. That's a show.
Bitch, don't.
Just don't.
Bitch, that's a show.
Bitch, don't.
Just
That's
don't.
a show.
Bitch, don't.
Bitch, don't.
Bitch, no, that's a show. We already have. Oh my God.
Done. Set up, ready to go. So, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
you.
guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Yeah.
putting up with our
Thank you
craziness.
for opening your home to us.
And the
Thank
Thank you
dogs.
for opening up your
Yes.
home, the dogs,
Anytime.
the
It's been
love,
amazing.
the-
Everything.
We
Thank you for
have
sharing.
had such a great time.
Yes.
I don't even know how this is going to translate on YouTube.
I don't either. We'll find out.
It's very
we're
smart.
gonna get home.
Edit.
So, yes.
Do you realize, Julio, you and I are going to get home and we're going to recover from this.
Right. There is a lot
First,
of
we're going to
recovery.
recover.
Right.
Then we're going to look at the video and audio, and then we're both going to go, what the fuck? How are we going to make this
It's
work?
going to be a long editing.
I bet this show gets
How are we
released a
gonna-
lot sooner than my shoes arrive from China.
How are we going to make this work?
My
And
shoes
then we're
got
both going to call each other like continuously going, girl, do we break this up? How are we going to do this? Because Julio is so much, what's going on with this?
Oh, okay.
See, and that's the end of the show. When the dog barks
Yes.
at
If,
something.
if you need to come back, by the way, if you need to come back at any time to do a little insert or exit, whatever, you're more than welcome to. Because we love having you. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
We
Appreciate
love
that.
our
And thank you
house.
for having us. Thank you for opening your home. Thank you for having great conversation with us. Thank you for telling us things that we didn't know and answering some of the curiosities and questions that we had.
There are still questions yet to be
Oh,
asked and
correct.
answered.
There's
Yeah.
still
And-
questions.
and we're open to any of them.
And
We
by
will
the
answer
way,
anything.
we still have to film your room.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Yes. So I,
Lola's
God.
I think
room.
this is a good time to
Okay.
sign off.
Okay. Press record.
Bye.
So thank you guys.
Love you.
Guys, love
Bye.
you.
This show is sponsored by Tubi's Woodworking. Tubi gives you wood. Also brought to you by Bitch Boy Undies. Get you a pair or else. You can follow the show on most social media at That Lil Gay Talk Show. Check out the website, thatlilgaytalks.com. Music and vocals by Jamie D of Diamond Cut Entertainment.